Behind every crime lies a story waiting to be uncovered, from chilling mysteries to untold truth. This is where the darkness comes to light.
Courtroom buzz lights up the air, faces tense as stories tear, truth and lies like a tango dance. Justice here takes no chance. Gavel strikes, hearts beat fast. Witness takes stand, shadows cast. Whispers loud like wildfire spread. In this game, none's ahead.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Hi, hello, hi, William. Hi, Susie. Hi, Paula, Lois, Apple Treasure. Good morning, good morning, everybody. I hear that we had a very interesting evening last night. At the part that I remember. Good morning, Pickles. Hey, who is Anita? Anita is the victim in our current case, on the Nichole Rice case. So Anita is the daughter, was the roommate, sorry, was the roommate of of Nichole Rice, that she is the one that has been accused, and we are on verdict watch, for that one. So that's Anita. Anita Knutson. Sorry, I almost forgot her last name as well. So I know it's so many trials going on, so many like moving around, jumping from one thing to the other one and to the next. The names get confused, states get confused, time zones get confused. So it's absolutely my friend. Okay, my friend. These things happen. It's believe me, not all the time my details are 100% either, and I forget quite a lot of those details. Believe me, I did my homework, and I'm gonna check if you all did your homework as well, if you were able to, obviously. um, so I watched the two podcasts and videos that was about this case, but I don't remember half of it. I had to come home. When I came home earlier today, I good morning. Well done, Stephanie, for doing the homework. Very proud of you. Well done, my friend. I will quiz you later. No worries. There's not gonna be a quiz. It's just for you guys to be more like informed and everything. Obviously, I want to write down more information, because if you guys ask throughout trials, or if we have new friends asking about the trial, we can answer, and we know exactly what's going on and everything, and what happened in the first trial, because I don't think it was televised. I don't think it was something that happened back then. I know there were some clips around of that trial at the time, but I don't think it was like fully shown on it. Good morning, Denise. Hello. You did not to do. Denise, I'm gonna put you in an naughty corner then, cause did not do the homework. If no, I'm joking. That will be written down. So I don't know how because she thought she was stuck in the mud. From the parts that I remember, she thought that she was stuck in the mud, because even one of the friends said that there was mud all over, and that it's either been raining or snowing, because this was in January. So the weather in Michigan in January, I think, don't quote me on that because I am not from Michigan. It's very like rainy and damp and snowy. So it must have been either the snow melted or raining or something, that she thought she was stuck, on the mud, and she was trying to get unstuck. But there's a few things that I'm like, that's weird. But then there's also other things that's making, she's innocent. So I don't know about how I'm feeling about this one. I I don't know. I honestly, yeah, I honestly do not know about this one. I am a little bit uncertain. I think I need to listen to more evidence and to. Good morning, hola. Good morning, Maria. Buenos dias, my friend. Hello. Good morning. Welcome in. Um So yeah, so I definitely will looking forward for this trial, because it will explain a lot of things that I already have questions, and the trial hasn't even started from this two podcasts, and did not see the 48 hours episode because I need time to find that episode. And time is something that I don't have much lately. It's been crazy, so I'm definitely gonna have to look into over the weekend, maybe, or even Friday morning, to go look for the 48 hours episode. But I did watch the two podcasts, and the other one, which was very, very informative indeed. Amazing, brilliant work that both of the creators did on that case. And it did create some doubt in me in terms of her guiltiness. uh so I don't know. I think I don't want to say it yet, but I think I might have my first not guilty. But I don't know. I will have to consult my expert, my verdict expert, after she does her homework, whenever she can. So definitely we'll have to check her on with her after. But yeah, so I listened to those two podcasts this morning while I was at work. I had a shorter day at work because of, like, last night. Even though Garden Bot was amazing, he is absolutely amazing. He did a brilliant job. The snafu that it happened. It's those things. I don't care. It's fine. He did an amazing thing to help out the channel and help out the commitment that I made to you guys, and he helped me. So, yes, I was talking about it earlier. Yeah, Paula, about the summer trial. Yeah. Did you do your homework, Paula? I think you said to me something about you've watched it, or did I dream it? I don't know. Oh, thank you, Maria. Thank you very much, girl. Appreciate you. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I can buy some coffee now. I'm gonna buy. I'm like, I wish they delivered coffee, but they did. They don't deliver coffee here for some reason, unless you buy like a meal or something. But definitely we'll have some coffee. But good morning, Sherry. Thank you. Thank you very much, Maria. I will definitely enjoy my coffee. When don't I? Definitely will enjoy it. Thank you very much, my friend. I really, really appreciate your guys' support. And I will definitely will enjoy it. My coffee. So good morning, Cherry. I think I've already said it. If I say like weird things today, forgive me. My brain has this thing that's it hasn't had night a lot of sleep. So I'm gonna be repeating myself a lot today. Um I well, I am a little bit skeptish about drinks, but here in the UK at least they do have like I what's it called? A security. It's not a security feature, but a lid that closes, and um uh a seal. That's what the name is. Sorry, a seal that the restaurants put, and then they obviously, if I see if it is tempered, I can just reject it. But yeah, I get it. But they don't deliver, and to be fair, we don't have any like coffee shops nearby that just sell coffee. So pickles, I don't know how I did work this morning. I was so tired. I I'll consider of having an energy drink, but then I said, like, no, I can't have an energy drink because it's not good for me. And then I want to get home and actually have a nap before I start stream, because I talked to my boss and I said I am extremely tired. I need to go home earlier. So I finished work actually at 9 a.m. my time. When I started at 5, I know I did lose 2 hours of work, but oh no, Maria, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, my friend. I hope you feel better soon. I don't know if my cold is a cold of tiredness or or if it is a normal cold because I don't know what is wrong with me. Well, let's not go there. But like I was saying, so I know I've lost 2 hours of work, but I prefer losing 2 hours of work so I can have a nap before the stream than I prefer working obviously because money, bills, or whatever. Um, but I really want to focus on this, and like I'm working tomorrow. Like I shouldn't work on Thursdays, but I am. So whatever I make tomorrow, it will compensate for losing today. So that will like counterbalance and everything. So that is fine. Um, but I said I have to go home because I am extremely tired. I'm not feeling well, so I just need to rest and think. So I did a deal with him that if he would have left me go today early, I would have to go in just like kind of a favor to him. So yeah, it's okay, Pickles. I'll forgive you for that because you spend all your time on the live. Thank you very much for supporting Garden Bots. I really, really appreciate that, my friend. Lots to love to you all. I really appreciate your support, and you did amazing. You did very good on the live. Good morning, Nancy. Hi. Good morning. Welcome in. So yeah, you did amazing. You did very good, and thank you for your help, Pickles. I did try to go through the chat just to see what you guys were talking about. So oh no, it's okay. Good morning, Lois. Hi, my friend. It's all right. Good morning. I hope everything is okay. Oh, I have an amazing boss. He is very, very good. But like, it's a favor thing. If I do favors for him, is very high likely to do favors for me. So yeah. Oh, that's nice. So that is very nice. What kind of cupcake, Pickles? I got to know. Was it a chocolate cupcake? Was it lemon, Victoria sponge, coffee and walnut, carrot cake, cupcake? Sorry, I'm just naming cupcake names now because you're making me hungry. Um, Oh, which episode is that one? Now I'm intrigued. Are you talking about Cupcake Wars? Oh, the crazy name. Oh, wait. Are you talking about the snafu that happened? I thought you were talking about food. I saw parts of it. Sour. Ooh, there's a sour cream cupcake. Nancy, where? How? I need to go there because sour cupcake sounds good. What? Yeah. Oh my lord. No way. What? A cupcake in a. Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, I need a Dunkin' Donuts. We have Dunkin' Donuts here. I need to hunt them all. Good morning, K Swan. Oh, yeah, no. I. What? I will definitely not inquire about that. But the thing is, that's Nafu now part of the. I could have gone and watch it for myself, but I have added the stream from yesterday because we did got in a little bit of a trouble, and so to prevent further troubles in the future for the channel, I edited the stream, and that part had to go, and I apologize for that. But it's just to prevent any snafus for the channel in the future. I had to do it, and apologies that the stream wasn't available temporarily. For that. Good morning, Case One. Sorry, I don't know if I have said anything. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah. We're talking about cupcakes, but not the good kinds. Um, Oh, I need sour cream donuts. Oh my days, why do you guys have all the best food and we have plain food that has no flavor and it's healthy for us? Oh, but you want to know, I was healthy-ish today. I had a salad for lunch. It was a prawn and a pasta salad that my work sells, and I bought it, and it had shredded carrots, it had lettuce, and it had sweet corn, and then it had pasta and prawns. That's healthy, right? I think it is. Well, I like to eat my feelings away, pickles. So I think, oh, Bigsby Coffee. I have never heard of that one, but definitely will put on my list to visit. Um, yes, shrimps. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Yes, prawns are shrimps. It had shrimp, and pasta salad. So see, I ate a healthy. That was because I didn't want to, but I didn't want to cook any food for lunch. So I was just like, I'll just get a meal deal. Like it's a meal deal in the UK. It's you can get like a main, a snack, and a drink for a certain amount of money out of my work. So I got that, and I was very impressed that I chose a rather healthy one. Obviously, the crisps weren't healthy, but the drink. It's non fizzy. It's an iced tea, not Long Island iced tea, just a plain iced tea. Nancy, so far they have done according to the information that I've got from several friends and Garden Bot, they have deliberated for 4 hours and 57 minutes on these trials. My theory on always on deliberation is at least 1 hour per day, which we had 7 days. So I would imagine about 7 hours plus like an hour or so for paperwork, for choosing the foreman, for lunch breaks and stuff like that, for breaks, even though they can work through it. So to give her a show. So it's that, but the thing is, because Nancy, because it overlapped to 2 days, the jury deliberation, we always on verdict game, um yeah, on a verdict game, we always restart the clock on the second day, because I have to restart the clock on stream, because that's how my clock it is set up. So we always restart the clock on the second day of deliberations. Obviously, in the first day, it is normal, and then on the second day we restart, because I have to restart because of the setup that I have on the verdict watch clock, and then I put together those two amounts and put the overall on the spreadsheet. But for the prices, it always restarts, so you still have a chance. Everyone still has a chance of winning, because I think we are gonna get a verdict today. I am pretty confident, which probably is not a good thing to be, uh, because I don't know nothing. Um, so, which I think we are gonna get a verdict, but you still have time. But I don't think it's gonna be straight away. I think they're still gonna come in, deliberate some more, do another voting, uh, just doing something else, paperwork and everything. So maybe I was thinking either before lunch or right after lunch, we might have a verdict. That's my thinking and my hoping. Um, so that's my thing. So that's yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's gonna? Yeah, that's all. Thank you for that, Nancy. Appreciate it. I think we had the split. We had. Hang on. Where's my? I need to grab my notebook that I have. Yeah. So yeah. I think we had pretty much everyone saying guilty. Really, I think we had one person saying not guilty. I think that was you, Nancy. I put it down, even though you don't want to. I just wanted to remember, that what was what you wanted, or like your thoughts of about the case. So, but I think I don't know. I think it splits. I'm still in doubt, but I don't know. Hopefully, it will be guilty. Um, Ooh, hung jury. Could be. They could be hung jury as well. I mean, um, hmm. There's a high possibility of that, because it's been so long, and it's been a very long time of since the case happened and everything, and they could be hung. And that's the dangerous of trying cases for the first time after so long. I think the second trial, like for example, our next case is her second trial for the same charges. I think that would be more easily, in a way, to go about than rather a first time going after so long. Um, yeah. Oh yeah, I understand that, and that's probably more reasonable than me saying that oh she's guilty, even though there's a high probability that she's gonna get not guilty, and I absolutely yeah, exactly, and I agree, and that's what I was saying. If it goes hung jury, I don't think I see the state trying it again. Even though they're all like we everyone wants justice for Anita and everything, I don't know if I see the state trying again. Um Oh yes, I am definitely, Paula. I am gonna get eating my way through the U.S. just like a true American. Well, if I do something, I do it right. So yes. Oh, I have so much food that I want to try. I have on my list that I want to try when I go over to the U.S. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, I don't think I know. Like, I want justice for Anita. Anita deserves justice. It's time that for her an Aliva to be brought to justice. So absolutely, there's more time for that. For that, but it is hard. 18 years after the then aliving, it is hard and almost impossible. So I don't know. I'm hoping that she's guilty for the justice, but I don't know if it is. I know you guys are talking about the sour cream donuts again. I love it. I want to try. Hang on. First of all, I need to Google them because I need to know how they look. I'm sure they look sour cream donuts Dunkin'. I need to I need to look at the image because oh, they look nice. Sorry. I look so nice. Oh, I want some now. Ah, Lois, I am hoping that next year is gonna be the trip. I am hoping. I was thinking, and I was talking to the garden bot the other day, that I was thinking maybe around April May time. So oh, they are old fashioned. But well, sometimes the old fashioned things are the best things ever. So um. So we were thinking hopefully maybe April, May time next year we will be in a position to go, which would be amazing. Um yeah, I springtime. Yes. I don't want to go in the summer because I know some of the states get way too hot for me. Um way too hot, and then the winters you all get way too cold. So I'm trying to find the best time, which I think it would be spring, because not really like autumn time, because autumn time it's after the well, to be fair, fall time, sorry, me saying autumn, fall time would be actually quite better, like September, October, because garden bot wouldn't be so busy in the gardens. Without probably okay. What about fall? What fall would be best? Because I still don't know like exactly the states we're gonna go, but definitely Florida and definitely oh my days, what was the state? Missouri. I hope that I'm saying correct, Paula. That's your state. Apologies if not. Um. Oh, it's hot in the fall, Willow. Good morning, by the way, friend. Hello. Fall is better. Okay, yes, September. September time, it's like less busy for him because April, May, it's the start of the gardening season and he's always busy. So it would be very hard for him to take time out of that. So, Missouri. Okay, I got it right. Whew. I'm glad. So there is a few states I want to go and like in between and everything. So we're still deciding on exactly where. Um, well, true. Any weather in September. Well, that would be the the thing is, I don't want it to be too hot, otherwise I would just go up in flames. And apparently, I don't want. Well, I don't really want to be alive in US. Well, I don't want to be alive in anywhere. So, but we'll still see because I'm actually planning a surprise for him. For Gods and Bot, this is. I am. Yeah, and I know he's not listening to the stream because he's not home and he's working at the moment, so he is not listening. I hope. Garden Bot, are you there? I don't think he is. He is not. Um, so I'm planning a surprise for this year for our wedding anniversary. Um, I will. Oh, I really want to say he's not. He's not. It's not on stream. So spring is tornado season. Yeah, I don't want to go in that season. I don't want to go in the tornado season. When is it the? Ah, all right. I'll see you very soon, Nancy. So what was it? The hurricane season. So tornado season is spring. What about? Oh no, he, Maria, he's not gonna do it. That he's amazing. He does a lot, and he's always helping me and everything. But that is something that Garden Bot won't go. I know for sure because like true crime is not 100% his thing. He does it because he wants to support me and he wants to help me. Yeah, fall is hurricane. Okay, so when is it the U.S. this and has a natural disaster season? Is it during the summer? Because I would like to go then. I would not to go through I would not like to go through in a natural yeah, that would be way too traumatic for me to go through, so please no. So yeah, I'm planning for Garden Bot for our wedding anniversary, which is in November time. I am planning to take him to Portugal for a week's holiday, and I've seen some prices of the planes already for the plane tickets, and it's actually not quite expensive. So I think I'm not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow on Friday, I'm gonna be able to buy it secretly, the plane ticket, and then book somewhere to stay. Because even though my mom lives in Lisbon, me and my mom together for more than one day, yeah, would I mean we could probably stay with her, but then the thing is she works a lot. Well, it's like I want to do my own thing, and it's just would not be 100% comfortable at my mom's house. I that would be weird. So we're gonna book like an Airbnb. I'm gonna book an Airbnb, so to for us to stay there. Hurricane. Okay, you have Okay, tornadoes pop out of nowhere during July and August. You have the most hurricanes and afternoon torrential downpours. Oh wow. So then you guys tell me which month would be best to go. So that is not too cold, not too hot, that there's no tornadoes, no hurricanes, and no other natural disasters that I don't remember. Or downpours. Like of rain in Florida. So just come to California. I will bust out in flames. if we Okay, mid country. Okay, June. All right, June. Okay, we can start. Oh, June would be a good month because I could actually good give a good name to it, June month, because currently I don't like June, the month of June. So okay, June is an option. I will put that on a list. So June, maybe for US visit. All right. So I can start looking into that. But I would love to come to California, Maria. Believe me, I would love to. But I think if I would go to California in June, I would literally burst out in flames. Believe me, I really want to go to LA. I know it's a cliche going to LA, but I would love to. But we'll see. It's one of the option. But then the thing is, I need to start investigate of what kind of visa I need and how to apply for a visa and all of that. It is so much to do, so I need to start on it. Um, oh, nice. It's all right. Case one, what you making? You've got to tell us what you're making. So yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe October. That could work actually. October would be fantastic because yeah. So October. That'll be just right before our wedding anniversary, so we could take advantage and celebrate our anniversary there. That could be an awesome way to celebrate it for sure. Um, so absolutely amazing. That would be good way to celebrate our potential fourth anniversary, because that would be next year, 2026. And that would be the way we would celebrate it. Oh, that could be interesting. So, um, I was just wanting to case want to tell me. Yeah, I don't want to go to the hurricane season though, Pickles. That is it. I'm trying to find the best time to come to the US without any natural disasters or any downpours or busting in flames or being very cold. So I know I'm being picky, but it just that's nice. Turkey. I don't think I had turkey sandwich, but it's not. It's like with proper turkey and not like a ham slice, not turkey slices, if you know what I mean. But it is quite nice. Are you making gravy? Are you putting gravy moist like Ross from Friends to make it a moist maker? Sorry, just me referencing Friends. I watched that too much. So trying to find the best way and the best time to come to the US, it's proving harder than I was thinking, to be fair. Um, Never thought that that would happen. But I would like to avoid, yeah, any natural disasters. That would be amazing. So we oh, court is supposed to start in about 11 minutes. Yeah, but I don't know. Because I did not hear at the end. Would they come on the court, or are they just gonna go straight into deliberations? Does anyone knows? You could get anything from warm weather to very cold, but might catch fall colors in trace. True, that is true. It's just a hard decision. I thought it would be like, for example, if I want to go to Portugal, when I go to Portugal, well, because I lived there for 22 years, I know exactly when to go. But it's pretty much probably like California. It has one season that is hot all the time. It rains occasionally, and that's it. So you can go anytime. But oh, nice. But still, it's still very good. Case one. That's turkey sandwiches are good. Oh, okay. All right, we'll see. I mean, we can wait about 10 minutes to see if the feed will come up with the court link. Otherwise, we can just carry on with the day and start watching court. What I thought to doing is, because we later on in this year, we're gonna have a case out of Florida, and it's gonna be a very popular case, and everyone knows the Donna Adelson trial. So I wanted to. There's two hearings that happened in the last couple weeks that I've been saying we need to catch up on, and we haven't. I know. Me too. Paula, I am planning. I'm planning. Right. Donna Adelson is on a pause right now, talking about her. I am gonna bring a suitcase inside of a suitcase, right? So I can bring a suitcase worth of stuff over, like from candy to things, to food, for more candy, maybe clothes. I don't know. I'm literally gonna bring a suitcase inside of a suitcase, to bring stuff. And like the smaller suitcase that will be inside of the suitcase will take my stuff. So I won't even bring that much stuff to over. So I even have more space to bring a lot of stuff from the US. So that is the plan, and that's the idea of what it's gonna happen of when I come to the US. I can't wait. I am so excited. I need to make sure. Oh, my passport only ends in 2028, so I'm fine. Oh yeah, that is just for me. Case one. Then Garden Bot it's gonna do the same. He's gonna have a suitcase inside of a suitcase, and then he's gonna bring more stuff. Oh, I've already got it planned. I think I'm gonna empty literally one of the stores. So, ooh, Willow, I might take you up on that shit. That is a great idea. I will write that down for sure. uh, oh, okay. Oh yes. So the feed just went up, and it says that the jury will be back at 10 a.m. Eastern for deliberation. So I think they're gonna go straight to deliberation. So in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna start the clock again. But definitely, I'll keep that in mind. Um. Oh. Oh wow. In California, that is weird. Oh wow, that is crazy, California. But definitely, we'll keep that in point. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it because I'm sure I'm gonna buy a lot of stuff. I better start working more. I definitely need now. We'll be okay, but I'm so excited. I can't wait. I really hope that we can go and our plans do succeed as well. Okay, so um well, I hope you do get a discount, Willa, because I don't want to put strain on you guys. So, yeah. Um, Talking about Donna Ildeson, I think we all know who Donna is at this point. I know Chicago sounds interesting. Okay, let's carry on talking about things. I really want to visit Chicago. Okay, dumb question ahead. Dumb question alarm. Um, is Chicago near Missouri by any chance? Or is it far away? Can you take the Amtrak? He's talking about trains. Can you take the Amtrak between Chicago and Missouri? Or is it not? Um, yeah, I know, Paula. I know you need. That was. But I think the book was a bit heavier, so I was, yeah. Um, Oh, thank you, Lois. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. I'll just visit you in Italy on the way to the US. I can just do a pit stop in Italy and okay, 5 hour drive from St. Louis to Chicago. That's not bad then. That is not bad. So definitely then can I? But is there a train between St. Louis and Chicago? Oh wow, £4. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Is there like a train or something? Because we are planning not to drive. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure about the driving situation yet. I don't know how Gardenbot would do. Yes, there is. Okay, so that's good. So if we are in Missouri visiting Paula, Paula, how far away are you from St. Louis? Sorry, I'm trying to see. There is Amtrak. See, I'm gonna. Oh, I really want to take the Amtrak now because they've been talking about that, and I've seen the Amtrak on shows and stuff. I want to take that train. Sorry, I'm geeking out right now. This is the yeah. I'm geeking out so much right now. I really want to take like the trains because I want the experience. I'm gonna be a tourist. So oh, one thing that I'm definitely gonna do it. Oh, that could be cool. 3 hours. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you, Paula. Awesome. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited. Because another thing that I want to do is, of course, I want to go to a courthouse, no matter where it is. If it is in Chicago, Missouri, Florida, whatever I will be, I want to go to a courthouse. I know it's weird, but hey, we are true crime act. It's Pickles, we're still figuring it out. We're still developing a plan. Maybe we could um most of us here has Discord, right? Maybe we could all join in Discord and talk about it. I think that would be the most common place to talk. Um so um either I don't think a trial because a trial would take too long, but if there's a trial we can just go for that day. But like the trial, I it's too long. I don't want to like I want to go to a trial in US live, yes, but I don't want to waste a week of my time in the US just on a trial. Do you know what I mean? I want to visit things, I want to be with people, being able to talk and giggle and eat and shop and everything. So okay, so the thing is, I do have a Discord server, right? the True Crime Addict Discord server. So we could use that to chat about, but still check documents as the gavel drops. So we could do that. What do you guys think? Because I do have a Discord server. I never promote it. I just have it there. So, but yeah. But I want to go to a trial or hearings or something, but I don't want to spend maybe not the whole day. I don't know, cause it's I just want to enjoy the America. I want to be a tourist. Oh, I'm sure it is, case one. Well, there's you to see. That's something worth to see. Um, but yeah, so we definitely need to start arranging that and talking and giving me suggestions and stuff like that. Hey, I said that word. I always struggle with that word. um so yeah, that's the plan. We can start divulging our plan. Like, why am I doing that? We're not making a malicious plan. um yeah, I just want to see like a courtroom and a proper. I know we see judges and all the time and lawyers and everything, but it's completely different that to the UK, seeing it live, seeing in person. So I just really want to see it really, and like if like the hallways look like a prop, like they show in movies and stuff like that, because obviously in a live trial that we are watching, like for example the one right now, we don't see the hallway, we just see the courtroom, and that never. So yeah, so we could just visit. Can you just visit the courtroom, like a guided tour? No, that's probably weird. That's something weird to do. I'm doing a tour guide to the courtroom. So right, okay. So it's 2 minutes to 10. I need to pay attention to the feed. I actually need to put the other feed on my phone just in case there is something. Which one it is now? No, not that one. This phone stand that I got to you today was the best purchase ever. It's literally a lifesaver. There we go. Right, it's there. Oh, sorry. Oh, tried. Night court. Pickles? We are gonna be there so fast. Night court. I mean, day court is already great, but night court is even better, I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe it's something we could investigate. I mean, oh, that is a good idea, Willow. Well, yeah, and it depends which one we're gonna go. So yeah, so that could be an idea to ask. Yeah, the court clerk, and that's the thing. Actually, see the court clerk in person, because we see it, on. I want to see it all in person. It's just I'm so excited. I just want to see it all. I just want to do it. Um. Oh wait, that's cool. I really want to go to that St. Louis Arch. I need to goes on a list. St. Louis. See? Heart. It's on the list, people. It's gonna happen. So that's definitely on there. It's 1 minute. So should I, just before we carry on talking, should I put the clock in a minute's time when 10 o'clock hits, or should I just wait? Because I don't know if they are gonna come or not. So should I just put the clock up? I know, as pickles, even in my own country, both Portugal and the UK, I want to go to a lot of places, but definitely US, it's a priority right now. At least for me, it's a priority. Right. I am gonna put the clock on because I don't know if they're gonna come into court, but if they do, I will stop and put another clock on. So give me just a minute to put the clock on to start on the verdict, because I don't know if they're gonna go into court and do the quality they do everything. Sorry, I need to put this drink somewhere else because it's getting in the way of me seeing the screen right now. So there you go. Oh, where did you go, clock? Oh, just need to move this to another screen. 1 second. Clock is going. So Why do I do this? Why? There we go. All right. So now, how am I gonna move this? Okay, I think it's stuck there for now, forever, until I close. So, oh, my days, my brain today, it's absolutely completely fried. There we go. There is the clock going. I need to put it a little bit lower, and then there you go. So, oh wow, oh really? What is the fawn statue? I need to see. Ooh, Harley Museum. Is that the bike museum? Oh wow, Nightbot is having a lot of fun today. Nightbot is going crazy today. Meet him. Oh, that would be cool. Definitely, that would be so cool. Paula, definitely meet up St. Louis, U.S. Like no True Crime Addict U.S. tour 2026. That could be an idea. That definitely could be an idea because my plan is to visit several states. So that is in a U.S. tour. Almost considered it. So definitely awesome. Okay, we definitely need to start planning. I need to find the link for for the Discord server that I created. I don't even know. Okay, I've got copy link. Uh, and then you guys can join it. I don't know how this works, so I was just gonna share the link. I'll paste it on there, and I'll share in a second, and then we can um talk about that, about more plans and more things on there. So let me go. Let me see if we paste it. 1 second. Trying to do on the fly. Um. Okay, I did a new note. Where is it? Um, I want all notes. Where's all notes? Ah, found it. There we go. So the link that I'm gonna post in chat now, it is gonna be for the Discord server for the channel. So if you wanna join, so we can talk about the trip to the US and other things. Then there could be also a way that I could just inform everybody that a verdict is in. Well, I don't mind to personally texting you if I can, obviously, but that could be a way to just say that the verdicts are in and everything. So yay. Thank you very much, Case One, for joining. So yeah, that will be a way for me as well to be able to say that is available, the like the verdict or anything. If you guys want to just reach out to talk or anything, it's a safe place to talk and everything. So please join. I've pinned the comment for now. So yeah, I know, I saw it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Case One, for that. Really appreciate it. So yeah. Ooh. Oh. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Indeed, we'll do that. Check definitely in the crime. And the thing is, yeah. Thank you very much. The thing is, Stephanie, I would love to go to like a nightclub and stuff like that, but first I'm old for that, and second of all, I will not go outside in the dark. Um. Oh yeah. We watch court cases. There's an ugly side to sadly to many places. I really appreciate your concern in that, my friend. I really do, but I am planning of not getting out of hotel homes or anything during the night, and night court is a great idea. But I think if we go to night court because we're gonna hire bodyguards. Yes, not going in the dark alone in New York. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm scared of the dark as it is. We'll see. We'll figure it out. When we come to it. When we come. But the yeah, I really really appreciate that though. The concern and the illumination and everything. We do follow a lot of things that happen in the US. That is for sure. And I mean, it's everywhere. Everywhere does these things happen. It's not just here. So yeah, neither do I. And I would. Oh, Paula, thank you so much. I, Paula, thank you. Oh, definitely, we're gonna. Oh, absolutely, you're gonna make me cry a lot. Thank you very much, Paula. I so appreciate you. That is amazing. It's. Oh, that you are absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. It's very much appreciated, and definitely that's gonna go for the fun part for the US tour, True Crime Addict US tour of 2026. Definitely, we are gonna. Yeah, thank you very much once again, my friend. But I think now we are gonna start watching some court. Thank you, Paula, once again. I really, really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. So deliberations are officially beginning. I've been gotten about 6 minutes ago. All the other places already have their clocks up, so we are good. So I think we are about to start watching court. So I've said that I wanted to follow the Donna Adelson case, and I think everyone knows pretty much about this case quite well. And on that trial, she's going to go to trial hopefully soon. She was already supposed to have gone into trial back in 2024, but she hasn't. Stephanie, you guys, thank you. Oh my days, you guys are crazy. Thank you very much. It's so much appreciated. I need to make notes. Hang on of the for the fun, cause then I thank you very very much. Um, we are getting there. We are closer to go. So I'm just putting a note of the amount so I can then when I will have put on our savings account and then it's there and it is saved and it's in the good spot. Thank you. I can't even speak anymore. Thank you very much, Stephanie. I really, really, really appreciate you and every single one of you. Thank you. Just your support by being here is enough. So thank you. It's indeed William very very great people in the crowd. This it is amazing, every single one of you. Thank you. So like I was saying, Donna Alderson, she has court trial upcoming. It was postponed because of conflict of interests between her lawyer and Charlie's lawyer, her son, that's already been convicted of the unaliving. Indeed, indeed, Marie, a very, very great community. Oh my days, you guys! You are like, I can't believe it. Oh man, it's. Oh, sorry, I did not mean to do that. I pressed the wrong button. Oh, of course I pressed the wrong button. I need to put the other. Thank you. Oh, you guys are amazing. Definitely, we're gonna have the tour for sure, 100%. Even if, like, yeah, there's no question about it. And the thing is, even if like, if Lois is not in the U.S. anymore, I'll definitely come down to Italy. I was already gonna come anyway, but I'll definitely come to Italy as well. So literally, I can go from the UK to Italy. This. You are, oh my days, you guys. Oh my days, you, oh, jeez. Thank you. You guys are oh, I need a tissue. Hang on. Of course I'm crying. That is nothing new. Thank you. Oh, definitely. I will, as soon as Garden Bot gets home from work, I will put him doing the design of the t-shirts because we actually found a place there is close to us that makes t-shirts and the price is actually quite reasonable. So we'll definitely gonna be doing. I need ideas though. Shall we do like with the channel logo? Shall we do with one of the stickers? Shall what would you guys think are is the best? Sorry, excuse me. Pardon me. So definitely gonna put Nightbot, Gardenbot as soon as he gets home from work. No, not as soon as obviously he's gonna. We have time, but definitely we're gonna be doing the design of them for sure. And I need to put your amount on the paper so I can put on the thank you. Hello, you guys are amazing. So appreciative of every single you. Thank you. Um, so definitely gonna get on that. But Donna, she has had a couple of hearings lately about her upcoming trial. One of them was actually quite spicy because she testified on it, and it was around about 3 hours long. So I thought that we could watch that one to begin with, and that would give us a bit of spending time with court, chatting in chat and watching to the Donna Alderson hearing. I think this was 3 weeks ago, so it's not new, but it's not old yet. So I thought of doing that to do a bit, even though we are early, could do a bit of trial prep for it. Yeah, that is that one. So oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much, Willow. You guys are amazing. You are amazing. Thank you very much for the support of the channel. It's amazing and a privilege to be able to do this, and I definitely do not take you guys for granted. And I love doing this, and even though it's some days it is harder than others because life is tired and things happen, but yeah. Sorry, just getting a notification about our new trial. So just making sure that I'm reading. The new trial is not starting yet. So jury selection is still ongoing for that trial. So yeah. Maria! Oh, Maria, thank you. Oh, you are amazing. I will try definitely to pop in to see you, or we can just video chat or something, or find a way to definitely. Thank you. It's oh, thank you, Maria. I really, really appreciate you. Goes down on the paper for sure. Thank you. What you mean, Pickles keeps changing the likes on that? I think it's people maybe pressing. I don't know. Thank you very much, Maria. Um, or is that on stream, friend? Um, oh, you guys are amazing. I'm just speechless. You are absolutely. Muchas gracias, Maria. Te agradezco mucho. Maria, thank you. Thank you very much. You guys, I'm blown away. This is beyond my wildest dreams. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's let's hear the court, cause you guys are amazing. The sound might not be the greatest in the beginning, but I think it's gets better during the yes. Yep. We are coming to America. We are coming. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh. Thank you. We are coming to America. So exciting. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Oh, I'm gonna be counting the days, you know that, guys. I'm literally, as soon as we book flights and we book all of the things that need to be done and like visas and everything, I'm definitely gonna be counting the days by the second for sure. 100%. I was doing that for my wedding. I absolutely will do for this. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah. You guys, every single one of you, just by being here on the stream and pressing the like button, it's amazing. Thank you. Your kindness is absolutely grateful. Thank you. Let's hear Court. And so I can cry a little bit more. 8 more to watch.
Investigator Merlin, you come back to the witness stand. Please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I swear.
You may take your seat. You may examine when you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir. Can you please introduce yourself to the court?
My name is Jason Newlin, Jasonnewlin.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm an investigator with the State Attorney's Office here in Tallahassee.
So you're sworn law enforcement?
Yes, 21-something years.
Okay. And as part of your duties with the State Attorney's Office, have you been trained in reviewing calls made from the Leon County Detention Center? Yes. Okay. And is that through Securus?
It is now, yes.
How does that system record inmate calls?
How does it record? That's usually proprietary stuff, but I know the inmate they register an account, they set up a password, and then to complete a phone call, they have to go through a process of using their PIN, calling the number. Each party is advised the phone call will be recorded subject to monitoring, and then the called party has to accept a phone call before it's completed.
Before the call can be connected between the two parties?
Correct.
Okay. And you indicated that they're given, the inmates are given, it's a PIN number?
The inmates pick their own PIN number.
Okay. And the inmate has to enter that PIN
At some point during the process, yeah.
And is that intended to ensure that the calls are tracked by the inmate making the call?
That's the intent.
Do you know whether or not an inmate's PIN can be used more than once simultaneously for calls? So if an inmate is using their PIN to make a call, that call goes through, can someone else use that PIN?
I do not.
And the Securus system, its digital system is the quality is very clear, correct?
Sometimes it's rough.
That depends on the inmate and the called party.
And the device used, you have the tablets and you also have the phone booths themselves.
Now this system, it's designed to intentionally record these calls, correct?
Yes.
And it records those calls from call acceptance to termination.
Correct.
When does the call terminate?
Usually when both parties hang up.
Now, are you familiar with the Securus Call Platform, SCP?
I'm familiar with how we access it. I'm not familiar with the intricacies of Securus though now.
Right, but you've been trained on accessing that in order to collect the calls.
Yes.
Now, are you familiar with a feature that Securus offers that they call covert alerts?
I'm familiar with it.
Did you create any covert alerts concerning Charlie Adelson, Donald Adelson, or any other individual that Charlie Adelson called?
I've never created one for any case.
Now, subsequent to Charlie Adelson's conviction, did you create a report that's 24 pages in length based on the calls that Mr. Adelson was making from the jail?
I did what's I refer to as an extraction of the Securus information for a specific time period, and it produced a report.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
I'm going to approach and show you what's been marked as, for identification as defense 1. Take a look at that. Do you recognize that document?
I do. Yes.
And full 24 report, that's an excerpt of that, correct?
Correct.
Aside from it being reduced in size to reflect what is relevant for proceedings today, is that an accurate reflection of the report that you generated?
I believe it is, yes. If this is going to be the same one we've had prior communication about.
Yeah, this is, yeah, I emailed you 2 different excerpts, one last week and one, I believe, 2 days ago.
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point in time, I would move that into evidence as defense 1.
Is there an objection to defense 1?
No, sir.
Defense 1 is admitted at this time.
If you can give that to the judge, and I'll give you a copy.
Thank you.
Now, there is a phone call that colloquially has been referred to as the open line call, correct?
There is, yes.
And that's a call that was made July 7th, 2023 at 14:57:01. I believe it's call 562 on that report. You familiar with that call?
Yes, I am.
You have an opportunity to listen to that call.
Recently, I glazed over it a couple days ago, but not the entirety of the call. I just wanted to make sure I had the same call again.
Okay. And may I approach the witness, Your Honor?
You may.
Sorry, Your Honor, let me correct myself. It's not July, but November 7th, 2023. The second file on this flash drive labeled jail call enhancement for assessment. You recognize that to be the jail call at issue?
If this, I believe we sent this to Keith McElvain to see if he could enhance the open portion, yes.
And then the second call, the one I identified for you on Monday, number 547, at 6:38 a.m. on November 8th of 2023.
Yes,
You had a chance to review that call as well?
that one I did review.
I'd like to start with the open line call, which is call 562. Would you agree, thank you, would you agree that that call, according to this report, Exhibit 1, is 26.12 minutes in length?
Yes.
I'd like to play, Your Honor, I'd move into evidence call number 562 as defense 2.
Any objection?
No, sir.
I'd like to just play approximately 8 minutes of that call. May I publish?
You may.
Hello. This is a prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept charges and consent to this recording, press 1. To safety previously security. You may start the conversation now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Now, let the
Investigator Newland, that recording that was just, the recorded voice that was just heard, is that the recording that you referred to earlier in your testimony?
The notification to both parties?
Yes.
That you're being recorded, yes.
I heard what you said and the chief, and then it just went
He's the same guy who said he was going to call Dan back for a copy or we'll call him back. But Chief's back, and he's the chief of the whole jail. Just come by and check me out.
So he has not been there yet.
He is, but the psychologist, PhD, whatever he is, she came by, and that's just a so like it's looking outside the window, you know, into out into the hot, and it's like you're sitting at like a what? One, yeah, like a big kind of I had before, but I could look out the window and it's a hot. Here, it's like a box. Yeah. So you can't see, it's a mirror, they can see in and you can't see out.
Is it Jan get this guy to come sooner? Is that the
She's back on the fuck, yeah, I don't care about what her call is. Hey, I'm coming forward.
And I'm sure the psychologist got you assigned, so it's just a matter of waiting for that. I think it's the chief.
Yeah, they get the recording for her and then, all the 80s, all. I got 33% off on my phone. In the afternoon. No. It's okay, once it's 15%, if you switch the low battery and take her off, and then I okay. It's like, you know, you just isolate them, you see it, move around, of course, yeah, and that's how, it's like, you do it the opposite of what I would see that right in the situation.
I know. All right, it sounds like if it's not today, they'll do it tomorrow, you know, but hopefully today. But then I'm in a rush, you know, you're in a rush, they're in a rush.
Just like, it's standing up all this happens now, like, take it out, like, what was around and stuff.
I know.
So, like, the solitary, I mean, I get why to do it, but this is like, you know, the company, the day, on like a plastic box. And I roll up my mattress upstairs and run down here, and my bed sitting in a box. You take a 3 feet by 6 foot box for all the center of the room, where I used to walk back and forth, middle on, I like walk up and then around the bed and back.
The same story with like the shuttle of the phone before, not till 6:30, that's all, is that every year? Yeah.
And
Just checking, okay, all three just checking in with me, okay.
I thought it was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, they work hard. It's still not happening. I thought he left. Thank you for letting your day. I get to write up. You know, so whatever it is, and they open up an inquiry and ask the judge.
Okay.
The investigation came up. You know, he said those are maybe the kind of thing.
Yeah.
9 months from now, the juror writes something stupid. Why, and they investigate, and they find out, like, and then they find out something, and then you open it, and then it gets possibly lead to an appeal. You know, I think what he got, the judge let a lot of stuff in to the case. And he did that because he didn't want an appeal. You know, the judge rules, I guess there's no other issues that can come up, like that guy, Hank, Anderson or whatever. You know, it gets harder to judge rules on the issues during the trial, the more likely there's that television. If the judge is in favor of the defendant, the more likely there's that television. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I do. So, my general feeling, this is just my feeling, I'm not a lawyer, but my feeling is that he ruled, if, you know, if anything, he gave the guy the benefit of the doubt because he didn't want it to be the television. Yeah. Is that what I think? Well, I mean, he made that comment to me that the judge ruled in our favor a number of times. You know, he let us bring stuff in. I either said it or I heard it that he meant it that there's not going to be, you know, let things say that we're not wrong. I mean, you have to either say that the judge said something, then you do your due process. You know, if you're into anything improper, being improper, like, what's your reason for wanting to trial? If there was an appeal, would it have to be in Tallahassee to make you move it? I don't understand why they wouldn't let you move things. I don't. It's blatantly, I mean, look, I have, I didn't say this to you before I picked up the phone, but there's a lot of things that we have to do, and we've got a very tight time frame. So one of them involves taking care of some things for Robert, taking care of some things through Steinberg. Chad's been on the phone all day, and Susan was nice enough when I told her. She said, I'm going to gather everything up, and I'm going to drive down. So she and Rick got here about, I don't know, 10 minutes before you called, so that she could work with us. We got a couple of hours of stuff to take care of for Robert. So, working on that, and, tomorrow, you're going to be okay if you can get out of that stupid room. Once you do, you'll start to feel a little bit better. I know that. And when I have something that I do need to tell you, I'll speak again. Okay? So, and then I'll let you know what time to call him. Can you hear me, Joey? Shit. You can't hear me again, right?
Investigator Newland, at that point, according to recording, Mrs. Adelson realized that Charlie Adelson is no longer on call. Correct?
That's what it appears.
Okay. Now, referring back to defense one, that was call 562. At 15:07 or 3:07 and 7 seconds, does Charlie Adelson attempt to call his mother back in call number 561?
He does.
And then at 15:08, 3:08 and 51 seconds, does Charlie Adelson attempt to call his mom again in call number 560?
He does.
And then at 15:13 or 3:13 and 25 seconds, does Charlie Adelson attempt to call his mother a fourth time in call number 559?
He does.
And then at 15:13 or 3:13 and 51 seconds, does Charlie Adelson attempt to call his mother a fifth time in call number 558?
He does.
And then again, at 15:22 or 3:22 and 33 seconds, does Charlie Adelson attempt for a second to call his mother back in call number 557?
He does.
Were calls number 557, 558, 559, 560, or 561 successful?
They were not.
And why is that?
I do not know.
Is that because his PIN was already in use?
Don't know the answer.
But does that indicate to you that Charlie Adelson had been disconnected by 15:07 and 7 seconds, or 3:07 and 7 seconds?
Yes.
Now, call number 547. According to Defense 1, that call was made at 6:38 in the morning.
Yes, it is.
Then you indicated earlier in your testimony that you listened to that call recently.
I skimmed through the initial 60-plus minutes to the portion where we had a situation as the call we just listened to.
So, Your Honor, I'd like to introduce Defense Exhibit 3 and publish. And I'm only going to publish very briefly.
Any objection from the state?
No, sir.
Defense 3 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hello, this is a
Well,
prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept charges and consent to this recorded call, press 1. To thank you for using.
again, in Defense 3, did we just hear that recording saying that it was going to be a recorded call?
Yes.
I'm going to fast forward and I'll start this at 57 minutes and 13 seconds.
What else can we have done? Anything else that we could have done that we didn't do? And now we had the best. And we had the church, so we had the best. And we had Tallahassee. And I didn't listen. Listen. Shirley, can you hear me? Shirley? It's close, it's supposed to be an hour.
So at that point in time, approximately 58 minutes, a little bit past that, do we hear Donna realize that Charlie's no longer on call?
It appears, yes.
I'll tell you what. We haven't involved yet. Should I? I can't, so I'm supposed to hold that, but that's right.
What we're listening to now, Investigator Newland, is approximately an hour, 2 minutes, and 50 seconds is when that portion of the recording started. At this point, we're at 55 seconds.
I don't have a private line. So they need to hear me tell Dad to call Annie, or they're going to hear me tell Ed? They might as well hear me. I mean, what's the option? Who are they coming now? No? No, nothing. But tell her that his business friend doesn't possible to be close to laptop and he can call.
I think I got the wrong timestamp there. Just give me a moment.
Or you can pull up. I'll call you when I get off, so I'm gonna call. Maybe I'll call her before Wednesday comes. I'll call her, try to close her, I'm gonna get off, so, yeah. So the things that we wanted to him, we'll talk about in more detail later. So our focus first, you need to come here, but I realize that, you know, most of everything we can do, I'll have to tell them, we're leaving the country. They're not recording my phone. If they are,
They're not recording my phone. That's what you just said on the recording, correct?
Followed by something if they are something.
Now, as with the calls on November 7th, after disconnected at about 58 minutes into that call, did he attempt to call back in call number 546 at 7:38 in the morning?
I gotta catch up with you here. So that call is the call on November 8th.
Correct. So we were talking about call 547. That's the one that was just
Right.
introduced.
Okay, so 6:38, that call was made.
So 546 did,
Yes.
and that would be on July 8th.
November 8th.
I'm sorry, November 8th, 2023 at 7:38 in the morning.
Yes.
And did that call connect?
Does not appear.
Call number 545, November 8th, 23 at 7:40 in the morning. That call connect.
Does not appear to.
And these are call number 546, 545, 544. Those are from Charlie to his mother.
Correct.
Call number 543, November 8th, 2023 at 7:44 in the morning. Did that call connect?
It was 7:44, 7:45. Neither one of those connected.
Okay, so 544, 543, those did not connect.
They did not.
And those were from Charlie to his mother.
Yes.
And then call number 542 at 7:52 in the morning.
Did not connect.
Call number 541 at 7:54 in the morning.
Did not connect.
Now I want to take a step back. The call that Charlie Adelson made was to his mother's cell phone, correct?
That is... Yes, that's what it appears to be.
Okay. And you've been on your cell phone when the call drops, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, there could be a number of reasons for that, right?
Yes.
It could be because of tower issues. Could be because of battery issues.
It could be numerous issues, yes.
Or it could be that the person on the other end just hangs up.
Could be.
Those are termination of those calls, correct?
For one end of it, at least.
And when that happens to you, does the call continue or is it just a stop?
A little too technical for me, to be honest.
Well, you've been on the phone, you realize that somebody's not there, you look at your phone, it says call failed.
Yes.
Okay. Or there's just nothing on your screen?
Usually when the call fails, you get a beep beep and it's done.
But that's if it fails on your end, correct?
Yes.
So you've been on the phone, on your cell phone, talking with somebody. You didn't realize that they got disconnected. You're still talking, right?
Yes.
Just a moment, Your Honor. So with calls 561, 560, 559, 558, 557, as well as calls 546, 545, 544, 543, 542, and 541, those don't connect with Donna Edelson because Securus is still recording, correct?
That's too technical for me. I don't know why they don't connect.
Is Securus still recording?
It is, yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor?
Cross-examination.
Yes, sir.
So when a call is made from Leon County Jail to a person receiving that call, both parties are alerted that that call is being recorded before that the person receiving the call can accept the call and talk to the inmate. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And it also lets the receiver of that call know that they need to hang up in order to not be recorded, right?
Correct.
Are there hundreds of calls between Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson while Charlie Adelson was in custody at Leon County Jail?
I would say there's thousands.
I know that you haven't heard all of the thousands, but in most of the calls that you've heard, besides the two you've heard today, does Donna Adelson properly hang up the phone at the end of the call?
Yes, the ones that ended properly, yes.
Okay. And the defense showed you several, while Donna Adelson was still on the line, on her and Charlie's previous call, on these open line calls, that there appear to be several attempts by Charlie Adelson to try to call her back.
Correct.
If her phone is still on the previous call, and she's not looking at her phone, could it be that she doesn't see that the Leon County Jail is calling her, is attempting to call her back, but she doesn't see her call waiting if she's not looking at her phone?
That's a possibility.
And in one of the recordings the defense played, she says she seems to be not sure that they're recording her. She says, they're not recording my phone. If they are, and then it was cut off.
No, there's more to that conversation.
Okay.
We didn't hear.
In that part that we heard, does she seem to be unsure whether her phone can be recorded or not? When she says, they're not recording on my phone, if they are.
Yeah, I'm not following the question here.
Okay.
I would object to calls for speculation.
I'll allow Ms. Dugan to clarify her question before an objection or answer is given.
Let me just ask then, the portion that you were played by defense counsel, in that portion, did Donna Adelson say, they're not recording my phone, if they are?
Yes.
On the open line call, that the first one that the defense moved in, that where Donna Adelson talks about fleeing to a non-extraditable country and other information in this case from November 7th. If Donna Adelson had properly hung up would the recording have stopped?
Yes.
And we would not be able to then hear the conversation that occurred in her home?
No.
Did law enforcement, or did law enforcement do anything to keep her from hanging up?
No.
And when I say law enforcement, I mean the state.
No.
Have you ever had a call with a friend where all of a sudden you can't hear the person and they no longer are able to hear you?
Yes.
And the call has still been pending there on your phone, it wasn't call failed?
Yes.
Would you then need to hang up the phone to ensure that the person on the other end wasn't just hearing your conversations as you went about your day?
Yes.
Thank you.
Before we move into redirect, Mr. Zellman, I do have a question. I'll allow both parties to follow up. Investigator Newland, based on the records that you have in front of you, are there any instances or do you have any knowledge of there being disconnected calls prior to November 7th of 2023?
Not at this moment. I would have to go back and look.
Both parties may follow up as the court's question if you desire to do so.
No follow-up.
Briefly. And so, as you sit here today, you're not aware of any other similar situations happening in the thousands of calls?
I'm not in the ones that I've listened to, no.
But you could pull a report that may or may not show call consistent with what we've presented here this morning.
Yes, I can go pull a report. Yes.
And if that's what the court is asking, you could do that.
I can.
Okay. Now, when an individual such as Charlie, an inmate, makes that call, makes a call, he's using his PIN as we established earlier, correct?
Yes, he's using his PIN when he makes a call, yes.
Now, I'm going to show you, are you familiar with the Next Gen Secure Communications Platform?
Next Gen Secure, I guess not.
When you download the calls and it goes into a folder on a drive or your computer, you have to click on the Show CD icon, and that pulls up a web browser, correct?
So you're talking about when I extract a
Yes.
set of calls, it gives us an email, it gives us a download, and the download has 3 or 4 folders in it.
Yes.
And those folders contain all kinds of stuff, so yes.
Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
This is not marked. You familiar with that?
I've actually never looked at this.
Now, earlier we talked about call numbers 547, 546, 544, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to show you call number 562 on this document. Take a look at defense 1. Is the information consistent with what is on defense 1?
This one indicates call part, so there's a little bit more details in here.
So
And it's-
call number 561, 560, 559, did that indicate account in use?
It does.
Now, during the portion of Defense Exhibit 2 that we listened to, prior to Mrs. Adelson realizing that Charlie is no longer on the call, is there any discussion about the phrase non-extraditable country?
In the 11-7 or the 11-8 call?
11-7.
Oh, I'd have to go back and listen to it again. I know it was talking about getting out of the country and stuff like that, but I'd have to go listen to it again.
at any point in any of those calls, and this is probably more relevant for the bond, does Mrs. Adelson indicate she's not returning? Does she say she's not coming back?
No, but the 11/8 call, she did say that she's going to have to tell Wendy we are leaving the country. There was no indication of coming back from that.
Just a moment. Nothing further, Your Honor.
You may step down. To accommodate Mr. Toomey, we will take the one witness as to the Arthur aspect of this at this point. His
name was Mike Hayden.
You could invoke the rule for any witnesses that are here for the bond hearing.
That's fine. Please step outside and do not discuss your testimony with any other party if you are here for the bond portion of the hearings today. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly, Mr. Hayden. You may examine Ms. Dugan when you're ready.
State your name and spell it for the record.
Yes, Mike Hayden, MikeHayden.
And where do you work?
I work for Yes Care at the Leon County Detention Facility.
Can you say that one more time?
Oh, at the Leon County Detention Facility.
Okay, and what do you do there?
I'm the health service administrator.
How long have you been health service administrator there?
Since January of 24.
Can you tell me a little bit about your education, your training, and experience for your position?
So I'm a registered nurse. I've had 5 years of experience in healthcare administration, so starting progressively from director of nursing up to health administrator. I'm currently a travel health service administrator for the company.
Okay. What type of medical treatment can be provided at Leon County Jail?
So we are basic life-saving, so we are limited to advanced life-saving, but anywhere from wound care, chronic care medications to emergency management.
Are there people in...
Sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing.
I apologize.
Mr. Toomey, I'm just going to mute you for now. If you need to get involved in some way or make an objection of some sort, at that point, you may unmute. Please continue, Ms. Dugan.
Are there people with very serious medical conditions in Leon County Jail or who have been in Leon County Jail, even as serious as cancer? Okay. And medical staff does Leon County Jail have there on site?
So we have dental assistants, we have dentists, LPNs, CNAs, RNs, we have mental health professionals, psychiatrists, mid-level, so a nurse practitioner and a doctor, medical doctor.
Is there a nurse on site 24/7?
Yes.
The doctor and the ARNP, those would be the folks that can prescribe medications or refer a person to a specialist. What are their hours there?
So they're Monday through Friday.
Okay, like a normal business hours, 8 to 5. Are they on call though, other than those hours?
Yes.
Okay. What about if an inmate's having a medical emergency? They're unconscious, heart attack, stroke, uncontrolled bleeding. What happens then?
So we refer to the outside emergency room. So we're basic life saving. So CPR, we can do CPR and things like that until EMS can arrive and take to stabilize.
Okay. But anyone can say this person needs to go to the hospital,
Yes.
not even if a doctor isn't there on site.
Correct.
Okay. Do inmates have like a call button in their room where they can alert COs if they are having a medical emergency?
In some of the cells in the medical unit, yes, they do.
What about non-emergency requests? How does an inmate make a request for a non-emergency treatment?
So they have paper forms, and it's healthcare request forms, and they fill those out and they hand them to the nurse during med pass.
And the nurses are then the people who review those?
Yes.
If the nurse decides that an inmate needs to see the ARNP or a doctor, will they facilitate that?
Yes.
If the nurse decides the inmate needs to see a doctor, are the inmates then able to see the doctor, usually within a day or two?
Yes.
Okay. Even if it's on a Saturday, they might wait to see the doctor on Monday unless it's an emergency?
Correct.
Okay. I guess that's obviously depending on the nature of the request. Okay. In your experience, is that turnaround as far as I have this issue and I'd like to see a doctor, is that typically faster than people out of custody are able to get an appointment with their doctor?
Yes.
Does Leon County Jail provide treatment for elective procedures or things that an inmate would like to have treatment for?
So what we do is wall, and that will be it's a system of showing medical necessity. So if there's a request, if the patient requests anything, you will see the provider, they'll assess the need, and they push it up to our utilization management team. If there is a need, then they will facilitate.
So a medical necessity?
Yes.
Okay. If Donna Adelson was seen by medical staff or is seen by medical staff for a medical necessity that they can treat, will they treat it?
Absolutely.
If it's not something that the medical staff at Leon County Jail can treat, will they get her care from a specialist for that necessity or take her to the hospital for that necessity?
Yes.
Have the medical staff evaluated her ailments listed in her motion to determine whether those are necessities or not?
Yes.
And have you had an opportunity to review her medical records before court today?
I have.
Has staff observed and through any of her appointments any hearing loss that is that was noted in the medical records?
Nothing noted in the medical records, no.
Have they noted any sort of medical necessity when it comes to having her needing to see a specialist for earwax removal several times a year?
No.
If for some reason that was deemed a necessity in the future, would they facilitate that?
Absolutely.
But at this point, they've said they don't notice any hearing loss.
Correct.
Was after Donna Adelson complained of shortness of breath, was a chest X-ray done?
Yes.
And did it show that her lungs were clear, so to speak, nothing abnormal?
Yes, it did.
A negative X-ray. Was she given like an inhaler treatment of albuterol, though, because of her complaints of shortness of breath?
Yes. So she's had available. They had ordered the albuterol treatment since 2023, but recently she.
All right, so don't worry about the clock. I have stopped the clock in the thing. There is a verdict. I will try to get the 5 hours 25 minutes altogether. That is the official count of the verdict watch. 5 hours 25 minutes. Today it's 1 hour and 3. So there is a verdict. I think they were very, very close yesterday. Let me remove this so we don't need the clock anymore. Sorry, just doing some technical stuff that need to get done. I am so sorry. I apologize. It's a one band show person. Sorry, I might be hiding between chats for some people, but I just needed to make sure everyone was notified as well first. But there is a verdict. I know. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pickles, but there is a verdict on a Nichole Rice case. After 5 hours, 25 minutes altogether, jury has reached a verdict. I know. So, in terms of time frame, we still need I just need to make sure everything is set up and correctly, so when they come in we have a verdict. So awesome. Willow is here, Denise is here, Pickles, Lois, Zizzy, Stephanie, William, Maria, Tweety is here, Sherry is here. Great, that's awesome. I hope Maria, I need to text Maria. What is it? So official time, it is 5 hours 25 minutes. Today it's 1 hour. So technically, if we go by the whole amount, we have, well, because we still don't know, we might have one winner. And that winner might be Paula. Hi, Southern Cat. Hello. But yeah, so yeah, Denise is not expert on time anymore. She's an expert on verdict, guiltiness or not guiltiness. So good to see you, Soft and Cat. Sorry, I just need to text one more person. That obviously of the verdict, so everyone knows. Give me just a moment. Sorry. Apologizes. I will reply to your text in a second. Paula, sorry, give me 1 second. I did see it. Oh, so sorry, Pickles. You were gonna miss it. We can text you. I mean, if you want to do it that, Paula, it's absolutely fine. I mean, it would be easier. Oh, okay, awesome. You were here. Awesome. Sorry, it's just like verdict. It's great and it's awesome. I always want to verdict myself the busiest time of the year. So yeah. So far, if it is a guilty verdict, our winner will be Paula. But if it is not, yeah, my no winners. So yeah. I know she will redeem herself. She always does. I mean, she just needs to get her homework done for the new trial, and she will redeem herself. But so yeah, so I am nervous. I'm always nervous. Verdict time. It's always a very nervous timing. It's just. Is it a good? I've been thinking of changing the verdict music, to be fair. I don't know. I like it, but I've just been thinking of tweeting, like some stuff. But I can just leave it if you guys like this one. I don't mind. Oh my days! I always get so nervous and I always get so shaky when there's a verdict. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know why this happens, but literally every time. Okay, all right. It stays the same then. It's the judgment. It stays the same. Oh my days! Why am I so nervous? I don't have anything to be nervous for. It's Oh yeah, no, obviously, Paul, absolutely understandable. Good thing that the verdict is coming now. I'm very pleased for you. That's oh yeah, that is so cool. That is so awesome, Willow. That happens. That is absolutely so cool. They put for free pizza. Yeah, I think they did. I think they literally had the verdict. I think yesterday. It's been an hour, so I literally think they had this yesterday. They maybe wanted to like just slip on it and come back with a fresh mind. Maybe do a last vote and sort it out things, and then just come back because it's been an hour. I think they had a verdict yesterday. And I think, was it the judge that stopped them deliberating, or it was just done and dusted? Yeah, I came back to the paperwork. I think that's it. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that 5 hours it's long enough for not guilty? Do you think it is guilty for sure? Well, we know it's not hung. It's either one of those. So either she's going to prison today, well, prison jail to jail first, obviously, I know. or is she gonna walk out with her family, and sadly not have justice for Anita? The thing is, I want justice to be made for Anita. She deserves to rest, and to the killer having, to the unalive and having the penalty that they deserve. But yeah, definitely, I indeed agree with you. I just hope that it is as well. And I don't know. It's just crazy. I hope it's guilty. I want them to show the face of Nichole during trial. It would take longer for not guilty. I think so too, because there will be someone hanging out. That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know. I'm always nervous. It's always, you think guilty. Okay, all right. Why am I always so nervous during verdicts? It is like, imagine, imagine if it was my own trial. If I'm nervous for someone else's trial, I can only imagine that. Whew, trying to shake. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, that I indeed. And the thing is, she had the opportunity to be there for the kids, for to be in their childhood and some part of adulthood, or this part of teenage years. Anita did not even get that chance. So at least she will get some vindication, and it's just yeah. Oh my days, I honestly hope so, because it's ooh. um, it's yeah. So I absolutely agree, because she had the opportunity to be with her kids, get married, have kids, enjoy life, not having to worry about things. Anita didn't get that chance. She probably was in fear and scared in her last moment. So hopefully we can see some justice into this. Oh, they even have the seconds. I love that, because I want the seconds for our spreadsheet. um so what's gonna happen after the verdict? After the verdict, we're gonna carry on the Donna Elderson hearings. Oh, I think we are gonna go into court. Oh, no, we're not. Teasing us. And why is it so, like, lagging today? The feeds. I don't think it's me. Is it me? Let me. I think it might be me, actually. I was on the computer probably too long before. Hopefully this will make it better. Yeah, so after the verdict, we're gonna chat about the verdict. Either be happy or either be very sad. Sorry, something just happened on my feed. Judge is in the chair. Judge is in the chair. Sound is on. Nichole is there. Ooh, this packed courtroom today. Indeed. Ooh, look at that. There's no seat to be seen. Everyone is so serious. There is no sound. Breathe, people. I need to breathe. Oh, wow, definitely.
Judicial District is again on the record. The time is 13
Here
minutes
you go.
after 10 o'clock. Today's date is March 26, 2025. My name is Richard L. Hagar, District Court Judge. This is continuation of the State of North Dakota versus Nichole Aaron Rice. File number is 51 2022 CR 421. Court has received, parties are present along with counsel. The court has received notification that the jury has reached a verdict. You should each have a copy of that notification. Anything before I bring in the jury, Ms. Sargan?
No from the state, Your Honor.
Mr.
No, Your Honor.
Stand, all right. Bring in where's my bailiffs? Somebody remind them.
Oh, no bailiffs. The bailiffs are gone. Someone needs to remind them to come back. Lol. Oh, that is hilarious. Yeah, I am nervous. I am very indeed nervous. I need to learn how to breathe in this situation. Just take a deep breath and bring the jury. Definitely. Yeah, no bailiffs. You will see Nichole running down the hall. Whee! Sorry. That was not funny. Apologies. Um, oof. Last time we'll see the jury coming in this court. Well, I don't think they do the sentencing straight after, do they? I don't think so.
Thank you very much. Please have a seat.
I know, Pickle.
The jury is now present. They appear to be the 12 people they were supposed to be. Ms. Sorgan, any issues with regard to roll call of the jury?
State waives roll call, Your Honor.
Mr. Sand?
We waive as well, Your Honor.
All right. Members of the jury, you have selected a jury leader who has the jury form. You do? Can you hand it to the bailiff, please? It is my understanding that you have reached a verdict, correct? Okay. Thank you. Court will now have the clerk read the verdict.
State of North Dakota, in District Court, County of Ward, North Central Judicial District. State of North Dakota Plaintiff versus Nichole Aaron Rice, Defendant. Criminal number 51 2022 CR 00421. Verdict form. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn, find the defendant Nichole Aaron Rice not guilty of the information dated at Grand Forks, North Dakota, this 26th day of March 2025.
Is this the jury's verdict? Can you calm down a little bit, please? Is this the jury's verdict? Okay, the juror nodded, jury leader nodded. Ms. Sorgan, do you wish the jury polled?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sand, do you wish the jury polled?
No, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you very much for your service. We appreciate the time that you've allotted for this case. You are now excused. My admonition no longer applies to you, so you can talk about this case if you choose to do so, and you can also not talk about the case if you choose to do so. Please rise. Please have a seat. Ms. Rice, you've been found not guilty. You are discharged. Thank you. This hearing is closed.
Oh, my days. I have no words to say right now. I don't know what to say right now. I am shocked. I don't know. I think I'm about to cry. I don't know. Oh my days, I think I'm about to cry about verdict. I mean, I was upset and angry with Colin, but I think this one is just tops it off. I definitely want to hear from the jury. I absolutely will be stalking the news from the area. To get, I don't even know how to speak anymore. To get their point of view or any prosecution press conference or anything. If anyone finds anything, please send my way or just let me know of anything that you find about press conference or anything about this case, about jury's interviews, anything whatsoever. uh, please send it my way, because this is absolutely unbelievable. Uh, yes, Nancy, sorry you missed it. My apologies. She was found not guilty. All right, I'll see you later, Paula. Um, I'm absolutely shaking. The most that I have ever did. I I know that there was a lot of doubt. I know that there was a lot of things, but I was just hoping for some justice for Anita. No one got it. The only person that would have gotten, if would be playing the game, would have been Nancy. But I can replay it for sure. Denise, um, like, let's make me a little bit more traumatized. Here we go. It's right by where um poor and eating heat. This is just crazy. I want to say a swear word, but I can't. I need to control myself.
Verdict form. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn, find the defendant Nichole Aaron Rice not guilty of in the information dated at Grand Forks, North Dakota, this 26th day of March 2025.
Is this the jury's verdict? Can you calm down a little bit, please? Is this the jury's verdict? Okay, the juror nodded, jury leader nodded. Ms. Sorgan, do you wish the jury polled?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sand, do you wish the jury polled?
No, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you very much for your...
This is gonna haunt me. I need to find, if anyone please has any press conferences, anything whatsoever, please send my way. I can't believe this. I absolutely cannot believe this. I know there was not a lot of evidence, but come on. The attorneys, I'm sorry, but those are the most unprofessional attorneys that I ever seen. Like, this is not a football game. What about the family? The family was right there. Come on. They did not win a football game. Getting upset. Sorry. Or she's gonna live with it. She has been living with it for 15 years, 18 years, case one. So she's just gonna brush off and carry on. This is absolutely. No, it's all right. Nancy, I think we all a little bit frustrated. I think we all are a little bit sad because Anita deserves justice. Her unaliving is gonna go unresolved, and she needed justice. Someone needs to pay, but it's just she needs to be less stressed. It's something that's. What about Anita? What about her getting some rest? What about her parents? I'm sorry, but I don't think the parents are gonna be here much longer to see exactly the culprit that unalived their daughter to go away for good. You know? Oh yeah, I can. Sorry. You know, it's upsetting me. It's making me angry. It's okay to be upset. It is definitely a sad day. Case one. Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. She literally can go on national television to call justice to whatever program saying that she unalived her and no one can touch her. Literally. So I cannot believe this. I'm gonna share the link. If you wanna vent and talk in a very calm and nice manner, you can join the thing. I would love to hear all your thoughts about it. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's you guys suggest I cover. You can always email me to cover any kind of trials. I felt that this would be a good trial because Anita deserved justice, and Nicole Manor. Yeah, I know, me and Nicole Manor when I'm shaking like a lot. Oh my days, I mean, it's hopefully they will be able to find. I don't think they will ever now find exactly who did it. Sadly, Anita's unaliving is gonna be unsolved, and her parents will never know. They've lost two sons, a son and a daughter, because of this, and I don't think sadly they will get um justice for their daughter. Oh, I can't believe our third not guilty, our second not guilty in a row. Don't forget that we just had a not guilty one with Jason Levesque. He only got charged on a lesser charge account. Um, and now we get a total acquittal on this. Very sad for the family. Uh I'm speechless. Oh, Sissy, thank you. Thank you very much, my friend. Oh yeah. Love you lots, my friend. Thank you. I'm absolutely speechless about this. Oh, my dear days. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm trying to track of a news station, anything around that area, uh, that um I know. I mean, me too. Much love to you too. Very, very kind. And Southern Cats. I'm also floored. If Tweety is on chat, I need, or does anyone know of any either Minot or North Dakota news stations that I can search for? Because I'm trying to see if anyone will go live with the breaking news of this case, to see if we get any like press conference from the state prosecution. I think I could put North Dakota news kinda, just to see if anything comes up. Uh, this is absolutely crazy. I feel so sorry for the family of Anita right now. I feel absolutely beyond belief of this verdict. Honestly, I don't know. Oh yeah, she will be haunted. Like, she needs to move out of Minot, out of that area. She needs to go. I don't think people will want her there. Um, definitely she needs to move. She needs to go out of Minot. She needs to go out of North Dakota. She needs to pack up her stuff and leave. Because even though that the jury found her guilty, I don't think many other people will. Oh, hello. We've got Bap in the house.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Just been kind of watching from the sidelines, I guess.
How are you doing with this verdict? Have you somehow recovered?
So I'm not shocked by the verdict. With a cold case like this, it's going to be hard, in my opinion, to get a guilty verdict just because it's hard for a lot of juries to rely on
Mm,
a person's memory from say 20, 17, 18 years ago, right?
indeed,
Um,
true.
the conversation details were kind of vague because this happened a long time ago, and
Yeah.
so I wasn't necessarily surprised. I believe she did it, but you have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt to get a guilty verdict, and so it
Oh
is what it
yeah.
is in that regard. But I completely feel horribly for her family.
Exactly,
Um,
and I think we all are on that. I think I had my doubts as well, and absolutely understand. But it's just what, the sense of justice for Anita.
exactly.
For the family to be able to put her to rest finally, and not having to wonder if they are facing the unaliver every day. that is a hard thing. So sorry, I mean, even though my voice is still breaking, kind of. But I
Because
guess
you
you.
have empathy.
Well, yeah, true. Oh
That's a
man.
good thing to have. There's nothing wrong with being emotional about something like this. It was a real, it's real people in their lives, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
is exactly.
I hope they get some therapy. I was saying on RA channel, I hope they get some therapy because going through this trial again, having to relive the details of everything that happened to their daughter,
Oh
hearing
yeah.
people say things that they should have probably said 15, 20 years ago. They should have probably, mentioned this a long time ago when people's memories were fresh and they probably could have proven this case a lot better. Maybe they should have come forward. All of this has to be an unimaginable load on that family. But that lawyer, the defense attorney, his reaction,
Mhm.
completely uncalled for and completely unprofessional.
I agree. It's like they were celebrating like there was a football game or something.
Right.
Like they just watched their team winning and completely disregarded the courtroom decorum. I hope this judge puts um some fines on him on
Yeah,
them
he should be
because
sanctioned.
yeah, that I can't say that word. That's one of the words I can't say, the English word.
It's
So
okay.
I'll just say put some fines on him. It was definitely uncalled for. It's very disrespectful for the family that was there. I'm sure the family was there 100%. Um, just yeah, it's the judge really should have as well before he announced the verdict or the court clerk announced the verdict should have said about the outbursts. Um, most of the judges do.
Right.
Um, yeah. So because
I
you
guess you
should.
can expect some level of emotionality from like Nicole and her family because, you know, they probably thought she was about to go away forever.
Yeah,
But
exactly. They
not that
probably
attorney.
had a dinner last night and everything, like thinking that that would be the last time they could do that. It's understandably. Um, but, oh, sorry, just one thing. Sorry, Zizzy, I did not got anything. Did you send by email? Sorry, my friend. Sorry, I just needed to
You're
check something.
fine.
But yeah, so, but the attorney's reacting that way. Hmm.
He literally did act like it was a sporting event, like his team won.
Yeah, alright. It's just like, no, as like, sir, sorry, excuse me, you were in the middle of the courtroom. You were taught in law school how to proper behave in court, and that is not it. Both of
Yeah,
them,
it seems
because
like that make me wonder if I were ever in that position, would I like have a reaction? Because I would want to tackle that guy or something.
yeah,
Because that is insane.
it's just crazy. It really is like, oh, why do they? Sorry, I'm trying to look at this a chat and then like talking to you, but I'm trying
Yeah,
to
you
see if I can get.
multitasking. I understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to see if I find any like conferences or anything or anyone, um, anything. Because they normally do like the prosecution does a conference after the thing. I don't know if they are gonna do today. Because they got not the verdict that they were expecting. Um, but you know what I mean. So it's
Yeah.
just wow. I can't believe that we had our second not guilty in a row. It all started with Colin.
Oh yeah.
Colin
Now
was
that
just
one, I really think the only reason that people put him as not guilty is because they didn't care for that mother. And regardless of what you feel about the mother and her behavior, I do believe that he should have been found guilty.
yeah. I'm sorry. How can you, in self-defense, in the space of a year, unalive both of your parents?
Exactly, but they weren't allowed to know about what happened with the father.
Yeah, and I'm sure the jury's now after the trial still kicking themselves,
Right.
but nothing they
But
can do
it's been
about it.
nice speaking with you.
Yeah, it's. Oh yeah, well, I'm scared for the grandma now, Izzy. The grandma's like, if you carry on, he's gonna be the next. If he's living
The
without
next self defense claim, right?
yeah, and then there's gonna be another self defense. Oh, she fell onto the knife. Oh,
Yeah, but hey, she basically excused what he did, so it is what it is.
well,
Um, But I'm about to get off of here. I don't like to talk for that long.
No, it's all right. No worries. But thank you very much for coming on, Bob. I really, really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed it. And, well, I think somehow we get to move on from this craziness.
All right. Have a good day. Well, a good
You
rest of
too.
your day.
All right. Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Thank you very much, Bob, for coming on. It's really awesome. Thank you for calling in. It's awesome that we get to do this. I'll carry on searching for any conferences or any news, and we can always rewatch and catch up. But yeah, that is an end to Nichole Rice case. I mean, got verdict completely acquitted on all accounts. Well, there's just really one account for the first degree unaliving, and she got not guilty. Okay. I honestly hope that some sort of justice is found for Anita, that she deserves that beyond understandable. She deserves some justice and to be laid to rest for good. I think we are calm now. I think we are calm and collected now, and we carry on with Donna Adelson. Like I said before, the trial, what we're gonna do is we're gonna yeah. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna keep my eye out for anything that is happening, and I've got my phone on. I've still got on my phone on there to see if there is anything, if there's any Jersey interview, anything whatsoever. I will definitely be on the lookout. My opinion on the two attorneys. I honestly hope that they get some sanctions on them because of the way they reacted was not professional, completely not courtroom decorum that is expected from two seasoned lawyers in the case. But without further ado, and moving on swiftly, let's go on listening to the Donna Adelson hearing. I'm gonna put in 1.25 because we can, and they can speak a little bit quicker. Absolutely. So, yeah. Oh yeah, no, I absolutely understand, Bob. Absolutely agree. Yeah. So I absolutely agree. You take a break for mental health and everything. Absolutely can get heavy. Definitely. I completely understand. See you very shortly, my friend. Please take care. We care a lot about you, but definitely a break is definitely needed, and that's what I'm gonna do as well after doing the hearing for Donna Adelson, because since we started, I want to finish the hearing. So we're gonna finish this hearing, and then I think I'm gonna finish stream after this as well, after the hearing, so we can all always have a bit of a rest, a bit of a breather, and then have a bit of a move on to the next case if we want to, or just see what is happening in the world of true crime. So we'll carry on.
Reported that she'd had kind of exacerbation or worsening of that. So the provider, when she listened to the lungs and none were cleared, she did order a scheduled breathing treatment for a few days. I think it was 5 days total.
Okay. The breathing treatment being the albuterol medication.
Yes, to help make open.
Okay. But they did do a chest x-ray to see if maybe something more was at play here, and nothing was there. Okay. Donna Adelson complained of pain in her left shoulder arm area. Was an x-ray done of that area as well to see whether there was any fractures, dislocations, something that she needed further treatment for?
Yes.
And was there any fracture or dislocation seen on the x-ray? Was that a no?
No.
Did medical staff give her some range of motion exercises she could do to possibly help with her pain in her shoulder?
Based on notes, I think the limited range of motion was the provider's assessment of it, so there was noted that she had limited range of motion, and that's what indicated the need for the x-ray, just to see where we were at.
Okay. So they did notice the limited range of motion. They did the x-ray, and the x-ray was negative?
Yes.
Okay. And did Donna Adelson report mild pain to the provider on February 3rd, 2025 regarding her left upper extremity with the limited range of motion?
Yes.
If either of these
Hang on. Sorry, not about the Nichole case. I just seen a notification on X from. Sorry, 1 second. So for about the Karen Reed trial, right? So there was a new file, a new document. I know. We said we're not going to cover Karen Reed, but this is hilarious. This is a very funny and very important detail, if you were following that case. So there's a new court document, right, filed on Wednesday, about a new attorney for the legal team for Karen Reed. Guess who's the attorney? The new attorney is Victoria George, and the Karen Reed case, KR. This is about the KR case, Karen Reed. So Victoria George is an alternate juror from her first trial. It's now asking to be on the defense team. So now, someone that had an insight on the jury and the way of the jury thought, it's possibly, the juror who is the lawyer, Victoria George, they have filed a document on Wednesday, today, to be in Karen Reed's legal team. What a plot twist. What a plot twist. Kathy Rusin just tweeted this, and I'm like, what in absolutely is going on? This is a plot twist. So she goes from jury. She has the perfect experience, right, to tell her point of view, to know what to do. This is an absolutely gain for the defense team. It's like, this is just wild. That's a big, massive plot twist. So it's on the CBS News, that article. It's, that is absolutely crazy. But I think she is right about now, probably fuming out of her ears. So yeah, that's just caught interesting, that trial. I thought you would like to know the new dates. Let's get back to Donna.
X-rays, be it the left upper extremity or the chest, showed need for further treatment. That showed that she does have this necessity that needs to be addressed. Would the jail have gotten the treatment that she needed?
Yes.
Let me ask you a couple of other things. Throughout her medical records.
Judge, I'm going to object at this point.
What is the basis?
The basis of the objection is we were provided late last week, with a stack of medical records that are from the jail facility regarding Mrs. Adelson. We inquired as to what the lawful process was used in order to obtain those medical records, and we never got a response from the state. And before this hearing started this morning, I asked if they were going to introduce the medical records, and they're not. But it's clear that they've had discussions with this witness about Mrs. Adelson's medical records. They did not give notice of issuance of a subpoena so that we could object. We're not aware of any search warrant that's been given. Our client certainly didn't sign a waiver anyway, so it appears that they have unlawfully obtained the medical records of our client, and this witness's testimony should be stricken from the record and no further testimony allowed.
Student response?
I was not aware that they did not get a response from Mr. Newland about how these were obtained. I can ask Mr. Newland what exactly his subpoena issuance entailed to get the records. I reviewed them this week since I was in trial last week, and the witness has obviously reviewed them because he's the medical administrator and would have access to them regardless. I am not moving them into evidence because I know if they're moved into evidence, then they're obviously going to be all of her medical records into evidence. I just plan to ask the witnesses about them as far as the certain things that are relevant to the motion.
So we do not have to prolong this. Mr. Hayden, if you could step down for a moment to determine how the records were obtained. As part of the motion for setting bond does go to the sufficiency of medical care. In that way, if Mr. Hayden has knowledge of the care that has been given, and what has taken place concerning your client, he is permitted to testify to that. As to any other records, if there's a lawful objection that you wish to make, that will be addressed. Please bring in Mr.
Thank you. Could I have a couple of questions I could ask Mr. Hayden while he's on his way down that don't pertain to the medical records?
That's fine. Okay. Please take the stand again, Mr. Hayden.
Just because I know we're on a time crunch with the witness on Zoom. Does the medical staff at Leon County Jail practice evidence-based medicine?
Yes.
And what does that mean?
So for medicine, evidence-based is all the peer review, so past studies. It's what every medical professional should be using in the community. It's just based on prior trial and error resources, studies, research.
Does that mean that the doctors not only aren't just listening to what the inmate is telling them is wrong, but they're also looking at ordering tests, looking at x-rays, observing the patient to see if they also have any other evidence besides what the inmate is saying is wrong?
Yes.
Okay. Why might that be important to do at a jail?
Well, the majority of our patients lack the knowledge or education about their personal health. Many of them have never been diagnosed with things, especially mental health disorders. We found people have cancer and never realized it. So it's important that the providers use the community standards and evidence-based to make sure we're providing the appropriate care.
Do inmates at the jail, could inmates at the jail also have a secondary reason or gain as to saying that they have some sort of medical issue that they may not really have?
Absolutely.
Is that as far as being able to get out of custody, being able to go stay in a hospital or a treatment center as opposed to being in custody at a jail?
Or attempt escape, yes.
Okay. And so is that an important reason why the jail staff turns to x-rays, their physical observations through their evaluation of the patient, or any other evidence that they can point to see that there is some medical treatment or medical necessity there?
Yes, I can't speak for the jail staff, but as far as the healthcare staff, we use evidence-based to ensure that we're providing adequate care.
Okay. And does the jail prescribe narcotic pain medication?
No.
Okay. So the pain medication that Donna Adelson and other inmates receive for pain is over-the-counter type medication?
Correct.
Jail not prescribe narcotic pain medication?
So that is something that usually most jails and facilities don't because it's a currency, it's highly abused, and it can cause safety issues within the facility.
So someone could say they need it and they don't really need it to support some type of addiction to it?
Correct.
Or even if they do really need it, it could cause other inmates, they could cause them to be a target by other
Yes.
inmates? I think that's all I have.
Are you planning to go into further examination on the line that you were inquiring of before, Ms. Dugan?
No, sir.
Step down, Mr. Hayden. I'm sorry, before you do, please, cross-examination by the defendants.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Coming here today, did you have an opportunity to discuss the medical condition of Mrs. Adelson with anyone at the state?
Outside, right here.
Okay, and who did you speak with here?
You
Female
can say-
prosecutor was questioning you? Okay. And the medical records that were provided to the state attorney's office, did you review all of those?
I did.
You did? When did you review those?
Over the course of, just knowing it's a patient of ours.
Okay. You testified, I want to make sure I understand correctly, Mrs., the prosecutor just asked you about the button being in some units where if there was a medical emergency, that the inmates could alert the staff that they were having a medical emergency. Did I understand your answer to be that those are in some of the cells in the medical unit?
Yes, ma'am.
Not in the other units?
Correct.
Okay. And you indicated that the way that an inmate is supposed to request medical care is there's a form that they're supposed to complete, correct?
For non-emergent healthcare.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And do you know how within the staff at the jail those are given to the inmates?
Yes, they're provided by custody staff, and the nurses also carry them.
Okay. Are you aware from the records that you reviewed that Mrs. Adelson actually requested most recently on February the 1st when she was cut on the metal of a washing machine in the unit that she actually requested the nurse who was present inside the pod in the annex where she requested a form so she could make a request for a Band-Aid and they said they didn't have any? Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware of that, but I do see that she placed a sick call request and she was seen.
Ms. Fulford, before you continue, I believe you just objected to the state in any way referencing the records that you appear to be cross-examining on now.
I thought you were asking me to do my cross, Judge.
I am asking you to do your cross. However, if you are going to examine the witness concerning the records you're objecting to the state using, the state, that will be available to the state, all topics that are raised.
Then I don't want to cross until we find out how they got the records because my cross is all about that.
Please bring in Investigator Newland. Mr. Hayden, you may step down. Not yet. Please step down for now. Investigator, you remain under oath. Ms. Dugan, you may inquire as to how the records of the defendant were obtained as to her medical records.
How were the medical records of the defendant obtained?
By subpoena.
Let me go to the microphone. Who did you subpoena?
Yes, Care.
Is that a company who maintains the medical records for the jail?
I believe it's the medical oversight for the Leon County Detention Facility.
And what, do you remember the day that that occurred?
So there's been twice that this occurred. We had a hearing previously, several months back, a while ago, after transport, where we had to subpoena the records, and yes, I brought those with them then. And then last week, I got asked to draft another subpoena for records for this hearing, and that was the extent.
Was that by Ms. Kappelman or Mr.
Yes.
Toomey?
My understanding is Mr. Toomey advised Ms. Kappelman to have a subpoena drafted.
Okay, so she's asking him questions, and he says, I need a subpoena, and so then you did the subpoena?
Correct.
Okay, and then was the subpoena sent to Mr. Toomey?
Or
to Yes Care?
To Yes Care, yeah, which he's the representative.
How long did it take to get the records back after the subpoena was sent?
I honestly don't know if we have them back. I haven't seen them, so I don't know.
Any other information you can give us about the subpoena process?
That's it.
Okay. Do you know if we did receive a copy of the records, would they have been sent to by Ms. Kappelman's assistant?
That's standard. Once we receive it, we'll put it in discovery and provide it, yeah.
Okay. Did you have any conversations in the last week or two with the defense about the subpoena process?
No.
Okay. Anything else from the court?
I have no other questions concerning this. If the defense have any questions as to the subpoena?
Yes, could I have just a moment, Judge? Prior to obtaining the subpoena, did you give any notice to defense attorneys on behalf of Ms. Adelson that you were going to seek her medical records?
No.
Were you instructed to do that by anyone in the state attorney's office?
No.
Is this just typically the practice that you use, obtaining medical records without giving notice to the defense?
No, my understanding was Mr. Toomey said, please provide me a subpoena and I will bring the records with me to the hearing. That's the extent of what I understood to occur.
I don't have anything further this week.
Mr. Dugan, do you have any other examination as to the subpoena or the obtaining of records?
No, sir.
You may step down, investigator. Mr. Hayden, if you can take the witness stand once again. Concerning the examination of Mr. Hayden, I will rule the following. Any knowledge that he has based on his independent review of the records as a member of the jail staff providing medical care to the inmates, if he has knowledge of the defendant's records, he certainly may testify on that basis. If the defense is continuing to object to any use of the records by the state today, that will be handled as a separate matter. However, as well, if there is going to be cross-examination as to the specifically objected to records, that is going to open the door on any redirect topics raised. You may continue your cross-examination at this point.
Thank you, Judge. You indicated in your testimony that at the jail, the health care that's provided would be for basic life-saving techniques. Is that it?
As far as emergency, yes, ma'am.
Just for emergencies?
Emergencies, yes.
Okay.
We don't have advanced life-saving medications. They have to be sent to the emergency room.
Okay, and you also indicated in your testimony that the medical care provider, the doctor, I guess, who it is, who may be treating an inmate who's requested medical care, makes their decision based on evidence. Is that right?
Evidence-based practice.
Okay, and your evidence-based practice, your testimony could be what they observed with the particular inmate and other evidence as well. Is that right?
So evidence-based practices, we use a standard community, the same level of care that you would get in the community is what we provide.
I'm sorry?
Use community-based practice. So the evidence is based on evidence-based practice.
And the evidence that you would have is whatever the inmate is providing to you, correct?
Well, so basically what it is if someone has heart failure, there's a system that we use to make sure that that patient is being cared for appropriately based on the indications, what the illness does to the body, things like that. So it's a standard way of practicing medicine.
And based on that practice, then, the standard way of practicing medicine, if someone tells you they're experiencing shortness of breath, you said an x-ray was done because she made that complaint, correct?
She was assessed, and then the provider also added the x-ray to that, yes.
Okay, and that's something that should be done as part of a normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
If someone says, I've got shortness of breath, you should get them for an x-ray. That's part of what should take place,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
Okay. part of the medical care that's provided by your company, Leon County Detention Facility, do you all do steroid injections in the spine?
No, that would be something that would be sent out for a consult to a specialist.
And do you do that without court order?
To provide care?
Yes.
Yes, we can provide care without a court order.
You do? That's the policy at the Leon County Detention Facility, that if a specialist is required, you will send the inmate out without a required court order if it's a non-emergency
We
situation?
send people out for non-emergency consults
Okay, great.
almost daily. Yes,
Great.
ma'am.
And as far as the hearing issue goes, you said that the decision about not doing the procedure within her ear, that's because you all don't provide it?
Currently, we just got this request in. This is something that is new to us. We never had any history or any records of that. When she made the issue, when she put the request in, she was assessed by the provider, and the provider saw nothing on her assessment. Not to say that if there is an actual need, we can accommodate that. We can coordinate her care.
So that was a recent request as far as you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have anything further.
Rear-rack examination.
Recent as in the request as to the ears occurred in February
Correct.
of 2025?
So reason is, based on her medical history that she reported at the time she was booked in.
Okay. And the doctor did not notice any hearing loss at that time? Or didn't
Based
note
on
any hearing loss?
Right, based on her assessment.
Okay. And every time she's seen, the doctors have reported that her respiratory system appeared clear. She appeared to have no issue receiving air.
Correct.
And her oxygen levels, her pulse oxygen levels were always around about 98. Is that normal to be like between 96 and 100?
So in normal ranges.
Okay. For the cut that she received on Saturday, February 1st, she ended up receiving Neosporin and a Band-Aid for her cut.
Yes, and then they followed up, I believe it was a week after, about 7 days after the initial assessment, the skin protocol was initiated, and they found that there was no signs and symptoms of infection, and at that time she was educated to report any signs or any worsening of the condition.
And she did receive a tetanus shot?
Yes.
Just in case. That's all.
You may step down, Mr. Hayden. Let's resume with the suppression aspect of this at this time.
Judge, may we be excused?
You're excused. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Let's resume with the suppression portion at this time. Does the defense have any other witnesses or evidence it wishes to present as it relates to the burden in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor. Defense will call Donna Adelson.
Please come up to the witness stand, Ms. Anderson. Witness stand. Yeah. Please raise your right hand as best as you can. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? You may take the seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. You may examine Mr. Zellman when you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a moment. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you please state your name for the record and make sure you speak in the microphone?
Yes, Donna Adelson.
Now, I want to direct your attention, you heard the call earlier. The call on November 7th of 2023 at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and for the record, that was call number 561. Do you remember where you were?
Yes, I was in my apartment in my living room.
Do you remember who was present when you got the call?
Yes, my husband, Harvey, and friends of mine, my attorney, Susan Brotman, and her husband, Richard Chagrin.
You said your attorney. What kind of law does Ms. Brotman practice? Or did she?
She does estate planning.
Was Ms. Brotman present at your apartment for the purposes of providing you with legal counsel?
Yes, she was.
And you remember receiving the call from Charlie?
Yes, of course.
And where was Charlie at the time?
So he was in a room by himself. It was after the conviction.
Was he in the jail?
He was in jail.
Okay. What did you do when you saw that Charlie was calling?
Answered the phone?
And you heard the recording that we played earlier?
Yes.
And you agreed for your call with your son to be recorded, correct?
Yes.
As the call was happening, do you know at what point Charlie was no longer on the call?
No, only when because I was talking, and then all of a sudden I asked him something, and I said, "Charlie, do you hear me, Charlie?" And I said it a few times, and he didn't respond anymore, and I knew the call was over.
Now, in the course, during the time that your son was incarcerated in Leon County Jail, did that happen more than was that a frequent occurrence?
Yeah, it happens. It happens a lot, unfortunately.
And would there be times when you didn't realize at first that he was no longer on call?
Yes.
Where in your apartment were you when this happened?
So I was in my living room.
And you heard your voice on that first call, phone number 562, when you repeated, Charlie, Charlie, are you there?
Right.
Did you believe the call had ended?
Yes.
And in times prior to this, what would happen after that? What would you do when that would happen?
If he didn't respond anymore, that was it. The call was over.
And what would you do with your phone?
I hang up.
Now, same thing with the call on November 8th of 2023, the one at 6:38 in the morning. Do you know at what point your son was no longer on the phone?
I don't. I don't remember though.
In either one of those situations, or in both of those situations, did you believe the call was over?
Yeah, the call was over. He was gone.
And you went about your business?
Yes.
Now, with respect to the November 7th, 2023 phone call when your attorney, her husband, and your husband were present at your apartment, did you agree for your attorney-client conversation to be recorded?
No.
Did you agree for your conversation with your husband to be recorded?
No. Of course not.
Now, the following day, did you agree for your subsequent conversation with your husband to be recorded?
No.
Now, you heard the recording. To consent to this call, press 1. Or recording of this call, press 1. Correct?
Correct.
And you hung up the phone after those calls were over.
Thought I did.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Nothing further at this time, Your Honor?
Cross-examination.
So there in the room with you during this call was, you said your, one of your attorneys, Susan Brotman, your husband, and then also Susan Brotman's husband.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And he was not your attorney?
He was not.
Your attorney?
No, he's not an attorney.
Okay. You were informed at the beginning of that call, this is the one on November 7th that recorded you while they were all in the room. You were informed that you were being recorded if you accepted that call?
Yes.
Okay. And that if you do not want to be on that recorded call, that you needed to hang up the call. Is that right?
Are you saying, does the recording say?
Right. If you do not want to accept that recorded call, you should hang up.
If you do not, yeah, no, I accepted the recorded call.
Okay. And you typically do hang up your calls, you said, after
I think
your calls with Charlie Adelson when he was in custody. All right. But this particular call that day, evidently, you did not properly hang up, right?
Evidently.
Okay. And have you ever forgotten to press the button on a call before?
It may have happened. I don't know.
Sure. Has your phone pocket dialed people before?
Has it what?
Pocket dialed people before? When you've been out of custody.
Pocket dialed?
Right.
I don't know what you mean.
Like if your phone is in your pocket or in your purse and it accidentally calls someone you didn't mean it to?
I mean, it could have happened, sure.
Okay. And you also could have not pressed the button on your cell phone to end a call before, right?
That's possible.
Okay. It's not quite as big of a deal as it used to be when you would actually have to hang up the phone. Right. Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Redirect examination.
Briefly, Your Honor. The consent that you gave for the call to be recorded, when did that end?
It ended when Charlie hung up, or when whatever stopped the call. I mean, I don't know how it stopped, but it stopped. When the call was over with Charlie, it was over.
Nothing further.
You messed up then. As to the burden of this under the precedent established by Smiley versus State, in order to exclude what are complained of wiretapped interceptions, the movement has a need to show there was a subjective expectation of privacy in their statements, and the expectation is one that society would accept as reasonable. As to the subjective expectation showing the defendant has met that burden, it now shifts to the state as to whether this is one that is reasonable. Ms. Dugan,
Yes, sir. I have argument.
you may proceed.
May I provide the court with some case law?
You may.
I've got some argument, and then I'll kind of go through each one of these cases. I provided defense a copy of each earlier this morning. So in defendant's motion, they first argued that this was, a warrantless search. However, the state's argument is that this is not subject to Fourth Amendment. There's no wrongful state action that caused this defendant to be reported after the inmate was no longer on the call. The only conceivable state action here was the state having this service that allows inmates to make recorded calls. But on those calls, both parties have to consent to be recorded for the call to begin. And if they do not want to be recorded or need to hang up, the state didn't intend to record this defendant's conversation in her home with her husband and friends. And it was the fact that she was recorded was not caused by the state's actions. It was caused by the defendant's actions. The defendant argues that they have a reasonable expectation of privacy in the call, but that would only start once this defendant actually hangs up. And the defendant is the one responsible for hanging up, not the state. The defendant was responsible for the interception of the phone call. It was her failure to hang up that caused that rest of that call to be recorded. It was her action and not the state action that made that happen. The state did nothing to keep her from hanging up the phone or prevent her from hanging up the phone. I think an analogy here would be if someone were to say something incriminating in earshot of a law enforcement officer because they think the law enforcement officer can't hear them. If they can actually hear them, then that's on the speaker because the speaker didn't walk away to talk. That was the speaker's carelessness. The defense also cites Florida Statute 934 and says that the good faith exception doesn't apply because this call was a violation of that statute. But when you look at 934.03, every single subsection of that statute applies to intentional intercepts, not accidental. I provided several cases to the court. There's nothing directly on point here of this situation having happened just like this in the past, but there are a lot of cases that deal with inadvertent recordings. One of the first cases I gave to you is Baronet. This is a U.S. Court of Appeals case from the Sixth Circuit that held that police interceptions, conversations between the defendants that was overheard when a telephone that was subject to a court-authorized wiretap was inadvertently left off the hook by the defendant. That was authorized under the plain view exception to the warrant requirement. In that case, the state had an actual Title III wire on the defendant's phone. The defendant was on a call and then didn't properly hang up the call. They left the phone off the hook accidentally. And then law enforcement was able to hear the conversation in the room where that phone was located. So when you compare that to our case, there's obviously a much different type of state action in that case with a wire. But regardless, this was a recorded line. It was a legally recorded line where they consented to be recorded. Just like in our case, though, the defendant in that case failed to properly hang up, and that allowed law enforcement to hear the conversation in the room. And that was able to be authorized because of the inadvertent nature of the recording. Another was Otero versus State. This is a third DCA case from Florida where a child accidentally activated an answering machine of a home that she was staying at. And that answering machine recorded the conversation of the mother and the child unbeknownst to either of them. The third DCA found that admission of that tape into evidence did not violate the statutory exclusionary rule found in 934 because 934 prohibits intentional interception of wire communication. And that taping in that case was accidental, not intentional, just like in our case. There's another case that I provided to the court, Bell versus State. In that case, a girlfriend began to record her conversation with her boyfriend, who was the appellant. And that conversation that she wanted to record was about money, an argument about money between them. The appellant, Bell, then took the phone from her and kept the phone after the argument ended and the girlfriend left the house. The girlfriend's young daughter was still at the house, and after the girlfriend left, the defendant was intoxicated and forgot to turn off the audio recording. There was then a recording, as the recording kept going, it recorded him molesting the girlfriend's young daughter after the girlfriend left the house. The girlfriend then discovered the audio recording next day and handed it over to police. The defendant was charged with L&L molestation. In that case, the recording of this molestation was obviously inadvertent, and the defendant agreed with that. Only the first conversation about money was what the girlfriend was trying to intend before the phone was taken from her. And that phone was in the appellant's custody and control at the time of this recording of the L&L molestation. The DCA in that case said that the trial court did not err in concluding that Mr. Bell failed to prove that his girlfriend intentionally intercepted the portion of the recording that took place while she was gone. Unless his girlfriend intentionally violated the statute, he was not entitled to the benefit of the statutory exclusionary rule. Because the recording was suspicious, but after she warned him she was going to record him, he took possession of the device that recorded his words and actions. And so the court found that the appellant did not establish that the communications were intercepted under any circumstances justifying an expectation of privacy. I have one more case that concerns the reasonable expectation of privacy. This is the Huff case that I provided to the court, which is a federal case where the plaintiff, a federal civil case, where the plaintiff inadvertently pocket dialed the defendant, which is something that has happened to us all. And the defendant listened to and recorded the conversation she overheard while on the pocket dial call. The plaintiff then brought suit for the defendant intentionally intercepting this private conversation. And in that conversation, the plaintiff was basically having a discussion with his wife and with other people as well in the room. The court ruled the plaintiff's statements did not qualify under Title III because he exposed them to the defendant when he pocket dialed her. But the plaintiff's wife's statements did qualify. She can't be held responsible for her husband's pocket dial. But the thing that I think is most important about that case is the court's holding that a person who knowingly operates a device that is capable of inadvertently exposing his conversation to third-party listeners and fails to take simple precautions to prevent such exposure does not have a reasonable expectation of privacy with respect to statements that are exposed to an outsider by the inadvertent operation of that device. So in that case, the statements didn't qualify under as ones that were protected under the U.S. Code. And that's what we have here. We have the defendant failing to take simple precautions of properly hanging up what she knows is a recorded call. So the state would ask that the defense motion be denied.
Final argument on the motion to suppress from the defense.
Yes, Your Honor. There are two cases. I cited a number of cases, and I know Your Honor's practices to review those in addition. There are two additional cases I provided copies to the state that I am relying on. The first is Hentz versus State, 62 Southern 3rd, 1184. The State versus Mozo, 655 Southern 2nd, 1115. May I approach?
You may.
So, Your Honor, I want to start with a very general proposition that's important for us to remember. Right to privacy is enshrined in the Florida Constitution. Article 1, Section 23 provides that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures and against the unreasonable interception of private communications by any means shall not be violated. Article 1, Section 23, the Florida Constitution also provides that every natural person has a right to be let alone free of governmental intrusion into the person's private life. Fourth Amendment includes similar protections. 934.02 defines an oral communication as any oral communication uttered by a person exhibiting an expectation that such communication is not subject to interception under circumstances justifying such expectation. The courts have held in Florida, as cited in my motion, for an oral conversation to be protected, the speaker must have an objective expectation of privacy, along with a societal recognition that the expectation is reasonable. Your Honor, State versus Mozo, almost 20 years ago, courts have held that conversations, oral communications taking place in one's home are protected by Chapter 934.
I don't think this point is reasonably in dispute, but go ahead.
Now, the question, obviously, is the objective portion of this test. And Hentz versus State, 4th DCA, and Hentz is a situation, Your Honor, where an individual was in an interview room at the police department. He placed a call to essentially a co-conspirator, co-defendant, and the recording equipment was powerful enough in that interview room to pick up the other end of the call that is made to Hentz. Based on what law enforcement heard from the individual's call, the individual who was calling Mr. Hentz, they obtained a search warrant for his cell phone. And on that cell phone, they found images that are illegal to possess, as well as other evidence of a crime that the two of them engaged in. The Hentz court held that, and another important factor, Your Honor, Mr. Hens was aware that the individual on the other end of the phone was at the police department, waiting to speak to law enforcement. Court held that Hens had a subjective expectation of privacy, and his expectation was one society accepts as reasonable. Now, one distinguishing factor I need to acknowledge that, but I submit it's not just positive, is that while Hens did not know that the individual was sitting in a police interview room, whereas Mrs. Adelson knew that Charlie was in jail and had consented to her call with Charlie being recorded. But the oral communication that is protected by Chapter 934 that is at issue here are the conversations that Mrs. Adelson had after Charlie dropped off the call, when she believed the call was no longer being recorded. Conversation, at least with respect to November 7th, is with her attorney and her husband. Both are confidential relationships.
Doesn't the warning, though, about the recording almost directly speak to that issue where, I'll read the case that you've given me about Hens. Although he knew his friend was at the police station, he never received an explicit warning about you may be recorded if you continue on this conversation.
Correct, and I'm going to get to that, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Thank you. The testimony, uncontroverted testimony, is that Mrs. Adelson believes she hung the phone up once she realized Charlie was no longer on the call. There's no evidence otherwise. And I don't think it is reasonable to require an individual in a situation like that, I recorded a phone call, let me repeatedly hit the end button. You hit it once, that should be enough. She believed that she ended the phone call. Now, Hens also addressed something else that I think is important. Chapter 934.03 is a general intent statute. It does not require that the state intentionally recorded after one party of this jail call drops off. It's not required. Was the system designed to intentionally record? The answer has to be yes. Investigator Knutson testified, yes, intentionally designed to record. Now, the state, I anticipated that they would argue accident or inadvertence. This is not an accident. An accident is something that doesn't happen frequently. Mrs. Adelson testified this happened. The call, Charlie dropping off the call would happen frequently. And as Investigator Knutson acknowledged, Defense Exhibit 3 and Defense Exhibit 1 established this was not an isolated issue. This happened. The system is intentionally designed to continue recording. Under Chapter 934, I submit that when either side of the call is no longer on the call, that the system has to stop recording, and any additional recording is a violation. And that's what we have here. This is not an accident. This is not inadvertent. Securus Technologies system is designed to continue to record after either one of those parties drops off the call. Investigator Knutson said that it terminates when both parties hang up. Well, I submit, Your Honor, that that's not what happens. It continues to record, and it is not reasonable. And society is not expecting that somebody sit there with their phone, continue to hit the end button to make sure that the call stops on their end. I think that's
But do you have to continue to hit the end button, or you hit it once? It's disconnected.
Testimony is that she believes she did.
Go ahead.
So, because this is not a specific intent statute, is the system designed to intend to record? Yes. And there's no evidence that this was accidental or inadvertent. This is not a pocket dial, as the state argued. We know that Charlie intentionally called his mom. We know that the system intentionally recorded the call. The state has not presented sufficient evidence to establish this is not a communication that society is, that there's a reasonable expectation that society would accept that this call is anything other than something that is entitled to protection of 934 and the Florida Constitution.
And we'll review the cases that were presented by those parties before making any ruling. I'll reserve on the ruling as to today. We'll take a brief 5-minute break before we get into the Arthur and bond motion. We'll be in recess.
Thank you.
set bond and also for Arthur hearing.
Thank you, Judge. May I put one more thing on the record for the suppression that I had in my notes and I forgot to say it?
Only one?
One.
Just one?
Just one.
Go ahead.
So in the call that the defense moved into evidence, the call from November 7th, that's in dispute here. At the end of the call, Harvey Adelson says something along the lines of, like the last thing that you hear, something along the lines of, what's this? A call that didn't end. The implication being he must have picked up the phone and saw that the call didn't end. I think this is important to note because had Donna Adelson looked at her phone, she would have seen the same thing. That's all.
No.
May I have an equally brief response?
59 seconds exactly.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, the system, the secure system is intentionally designed to continue recording after the inmate disconnects. And the system knew that Charlie had been disconnected because he tried calling back, and the system reflected as investigator Newell testified, account in use.
Let's move on to the Arthur hearing at this portion. Is the defense wishing to present its argument as to bond, or is the state going to present first as to proof of guilt evident or presumption grade?
I'd prefer we do bond first, if that's okay with the defense, just because the state does have a couple of witnesses as to the things they brought up in their motion. And then I'm not calling any witnesses for Arthur. I'll just be moving some things into evidence, so maybe we can do that last.
Mr. Zellman, as to the bond portion of this, do you have witnesses?
We do, Your Honor. State would call Donna Adelson.
Ms. Adelson, you can retake the stand once again. You remain under oath. You are sworn to tell the truth. You may examine when you're ready, Ms. Fulford.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Adelson, at the commencement of the hearing on the motion to suppress you, you said your name for the record, Donna Adelson. Can you tell the court how many times prior to your arrest for the charges that are pending in this case have you been arrested for criminal offenses?
Never.
And how long were you incarcerated at the Leon County Detention Facility? Do you recall?
15 and a half months, 470 days.
And within that period of time, the 470 days, have you been held in the same location in the Leon County Detention Facility or different locations?
Different locations.
Okay, and your first location was where?
First location was in solitary confinement on a direct observation unit.
Do you know how long you were there?
50 days.
Okay. And where did you go following solitary?
To the N pod, like it is in November. It's an open pod, general population.
What does that mean, open pod, general population?
So I was with 60 some odd other inmates, all in one open area.
And you had beds in your room, I assume?
There were each sections of about 10 women. So, and there'd be a cement wall, and then there'd be another 10 women in a cement wall. So it was fairly quiet, actually, even with that many women, because we were separated in small groups, so it wasn't that loud.
Okay, and do you recall when you were taken out of the inn like Nancy pod?
Yes, in August, they said they had maintenance to do, and that we would be moved to the Annex, which is a building outside of the jail.
Okay, and so I'm not going to be specific as to dates, but you were arrested in November of 2023 in solitary confinement for 50 days to whatever date that took you to?
January 9th.
Okay, and then from January 9th all the way through some date in August of 2024.
Correct.
You were in the inn like Nancy pod. And then you said you were transferred to the Annex. Can you describe the conditions inside the Annex, please?
So the Annex is kind of a temporary type building. It's not a brick building. It's kind of like a temporary building, and it's and there are 66 women, all in bunk beds, all open. You're kind of one on top of the next. There's no separation at all.
So one big open room?
One big open room with 66 beds, yes.
Okay. And how long did you stay? So from August of 2024 until when? How long did you stay in the Annex?
I was moved again on February 3rd, 2025.
Okay. Okay, and you were here when the gentleman was testifying about the call buttons to alert someone if you're having a medical emergency. Was there one of those in the inn pod?
No.
Was there one in the Annex?
No.
Okay. I'd like to start the motion for a bond that we filed in this case. As the court indicated earlier, one of the issues that we have raised are medical conditions that you're facing. So I'd like to start with your medical conditions and present some testimony to the court about those, okay?
Okay.
Okay. We're not going to go over every medical condition you've had since you've been incarcerated in the jail, but I'd like to start with one that you have that's causing you some pain in your leg and back area. Okay. Let me just start with this. Can you describe to the court the kind of pain and discomfort that you're having with this particular injury or issue?
Yeah, I know what it is because I've had it in the past. It's sciatic pain, and I get like a pulling kind of shooting pain down my legs.
Okay. And you said you've had it in the past. You mean prior to becoming incarcerated at the Leon County Jail?
Yes.
Okay. And during the course of time before you were incarcerated at the Leon County Jail, did you seek treatment for that condition?
Yes, I did.
And what type of treatment did you obtain for that?
So I saw my orthopedist, and he gave me a steroid injection in my spine.
Okay. How long were you suffering from the sciatic condition prior to becoming incarcerated?
How long, the last episode?
Before you were incarcerated in jail, for how many years had you been suffering with the sciatic issue?
So no, I had it last about 10 years ago. I haven't had it all this time.
Okay.
But then it recurred a few months ago.
Okay. And what was the treatment that you were provided prior to your incarceration for your sciatic condition?
It was the steroid injection, and within 48 hours, it was gone. The pain was gone. It was amazing.
And where did they do the steroid injection? Where's that in your body?
In my spine.
Spine. Okay. Is that an outpatient procedure? Inpatient?
Yes, outpatient.
Outpatient. Okay. All right. And during the course of time that you've been in the Leon County Jail, did you start to experience the sciatic pain again?
Yes, it did.
And what did you do when you started to experience that pain?
I wrote a sick call, and I went to see the doctor.
Okay. Where do you get these sick call forms from?
From the nurse.
Okay. And when do you have the opportunity to see a nurse sick call forms?
Well, they come twice a day. They come in the morning and they come in the evening.
Okay. And we'll get to what those times are at a later point. But if you don't get a form from a nurse, is there another way to obtain it that you're aware of?
No, that's the only way I've ever gotten it is from a nurse.
Okay. Do you recall approximately how far into your incarceration you started having the sciatic issues again?
I didn't have it until I was in the annex. So that was sometime over the last, I've been there 6 months. I don't remember the specific date, but I didn't have it before the annex.
Okay. And once you started experiencing it in the annex, did you complete a form to see medical attention?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And as a result of completing that form, did you have an opportunity to meet with someone in the medical center at the Leon County Jail?
I saw the doctor there.
And
Yes.
what happened?
And I explained what I had, and she said, we do not treat that type of problem. We could offer you some Tylenol.
And did they provide you with Tylenol?
They did.
And has that relieved you of the pain that you suffer?
No, it's Tylenol. It's not going to do what I need to have done. No.
Okay. So sometime since you've been in the annex, you made your request for treatment for the sciatic issue. Have you requested treatment more than once?
Yes.
Okay. And have you received any additional opportunities to meet with any of the medical staff regarding this pain?
No.
Okay. What happens when you request treatment and you don't get to see them? Do they tell you that you're not going to be allowed to see them again? What happens?
Usually I wait a week, and if I don't hear anything, then I'll write another one, and I'll write this is a second request or this is a third request. And then I think they said I think I got an answer. They sometimes just answer it and give it to the pod officer, and she'll hand out papers at night, which is the response to your requests. And on that one, they said you're already getting pain medication for this. That was the Tylenol.
And the pain medication is just regular Tylenol?
Regular Tylenol.
Okay. At some point, did you have an opportunity to speak to someone in medical care regarding a way to resolve some of the pressure in your leg for use of a medical mattress?
Yes. While I was down with the doctor during one visit, she said, you know what might be helpful, because you're sleeping on metal and the mattress is maybe a half-inch thick, maybe. She said what would help is if I could get a medical mattress for you. I had never heard that term before, but I said, okay, if you think it'll help, that would be great. And she left the room, she went into another room, and then she came back in and said, yeah, I thought that would be a good idea, but they don't have it here, so my best thoughts for you would be to get a second mattress, so it'll thicken it a little bit, and that might give you some relief at night.
Okay. And did you obtain a second mattress?
I did.
And this is while you were in the annex?
Well,
how did you get the additional mattress?
So the pod officer asked one of the inmates to go where they have extra mattresses. There are piles of 20, 30 mattresses there, to go get one of the extra mattresses and put it on my bed so that I had the extra mattress.
Okay. And during the time that you were allowed to have the additional mattress, did you get any relief?
Yes, at night, because I used to get the pains even if I was just lying down. And that definitely relieved some of the pain at night, so that was good.
Okay. And at some point, did they take the additional mattress away?
Yes, so on February 3rd, I was moved out of the annex to protective custody in the main jail building. And since I've been there, the officer removed the second mattress. I said, why do you have this? And I told her why. And she said, well, you have this. And so they took it away.
Okay. And since the additional mattress has been taken away, have you started to experience worsened pain?
Yeah, it's worse.
Okay. And have you requested any medical treatment for that?
Well, I spoke to the doctor, I don't remember the date, shortly after it was taken away. I was down for a different reason, and she said, yeah, I thought it was a good idea, but if you can't have it, you can't have it.
Okay. All right. Now, the relief that you got when you were able to have the additional mattress, did that completely take away the pain?
No.
Okay.
No.
And do you experience this pain when you're walking, sitting? What?
So, at the beginning, I was just getting it when I was walking. So it limited the amount of walking I could do, but I get it when I'm sitting, I get it lying down, I get it all the time now. So it's not like I have it all the time. It comes and goes, but when it just comes, I could be sitting, I could be standing, it just happens.
Okay. We're going to go into more details about how it took place in a few more minutes, but for now I'd like to talk about, are there any other areas that you are experiencing any pain?
Yes, I have a problem with my left arm.
And describe to the court what that problem is, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing.
So I have like shooting pain from the top here of my shoulder down the outside of my arm into my forearm.
Okay. And you're pointing to your left arm. Is that the one you're referring to?
It's my left arm.
Okay. And so shooting pain down the arm. Anything into your hands?
Yeah. The pain is like hot. It's like a burning pain, and my thumb, index, and middle finger have gotten like tingling. It almost feels like ants are crawling on them. It's like a numbness of those fingers.
Okay. And is this pain that you were experiencing prior to your incarceration at Leon County Jail?
No.
Okay. About when did this pain begin?
So I was assaulted by another inmate while I was here at the beginning of October.
October 2024?
Yes.
And when you say the Leon County Jail?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Since you began experiencing that pain, since October of 2024, have you requested medical treatment?
Yes.
And what has the response been?
They said they would take an x-ray, but in the meantime I could have Tylenol.
Okay. And you said that was in approximately October 2024. Have you been requesting treatment for that pain since October 2024?
Several times.
Okay. And you heard the testimony of the gentleman previously. At some point, did they do an x-ray on your arm?
Yes.
And when was that?
It might have been February 3rd. No, that's the day I moved. It was shortly after February 3rd. I don't know the date.
Was it after you were removed and placed in protective custody?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Is the Tylenol help with the pain that you're experiencing?
No.
After they performed the x-ray, were you called back into the medical unit?
It was for another reason, but they did call me and they told me that that the x-ray showed no fracture.
Okay, no fracture. That's what they were looking for?
That's what they were looking for.
Did they offer any type of physical therapy for your shoulder, anything at all?
No, I asked if they could do anything for it, and they said no.
Okay.
Tylenol.
All right. Do you have any other medical conditions that you wanted us to address in the bond hearing that you're suffering from?
So I have a hearing issue.
Okay.
I have a problem. I evidently have very narrow ear canals, and so the wax builds up in my ears to the point that, I mean, I have officers that say to me, "Are you deaf, Adelson?" When I don't respond to them, it's because I don't hear them. And so I did ask for help in the, I asked the doctor if there was anything they could do for me, and I told her what's normally done, and she said, we use Debrox to soften the wax, and then you come down 3 or 4 days later, and we use a bulb syringe to remove it. And I said, that doesn't work. I need a different procedure. And she said, that's all we can do for you.
Okay. And did you know, based on your prior treatment before you came into the Leon County Jail, that it required something other than the flushing system?
Yes, I did know.
Do you recall the name of the doctor that you saw for this condition?
Yes, I've seen her for years. Dr. Molina.
Okay. And Dr. Molino, how long do you think that you saw him for this condition prior to your incarceration?
I mean, several years.
Okay.
4 years, 5 years, I don't know.
Okay. And during the course of his treatment for you, how often would you go to have the wax removed from your small ear canals?
Yeah, every 3 to 4 months. If I waited longer than that, I couldn't hear.
Okay. And did he use this method, or did he do something different?
No.
What did he do?
He used some kind of, I don't know what it's called, but it's some kind of an electronic device that he puts one end in my ear, and he's able to remove the wax using that device, the medical device.
And in your experience prior to incarceration, when you were having that procedure done, did your hearing improve?
Immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, immediately.
May I put the witness on?
You may.
Mrs. Adelson, I've shown you what the defense has marked as Defense Exhibit 1 for purposes of this hearing, and it's a report from Dr. Molina, your doctor. Could you review that just to yourself for a moment? Okay. Does that describe the treatment that he was providing to you?
Yes.
Okay, and it includes a recommendation that you continue to receive the same treatment, potentially with another ENT in Tallahassee, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. This time the defense would offer Defense Exhibit 1 into evidence.
Any objection as to defense 1?
No, sir.
Defense 1 is admitted. You may. Thank you.
During the time that you have, without disclosing any of the conversations, of course, but during the course of the time that you have met with counsel at the jail, have you had difficulty hearing us while we're trying to discuss your case with us?
Yes.
And what about over the telephone? Are you experiencing difficulty hearing us in that way?
Yeah, the telephone is a problem.
Okay. Have you actually gotten in trouble by some of the guards at the jail because they've instructed you to do something and you weren't able to?
Yes.
Has that happened on more than one occasion?
It happens on several occasions.
Okay. And have you experienced over the course of your incarceration that your hearing is getting worse and worse?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. This is not a significant, I'm going to move on to something else now, and this is not a significant injury, but I did want to address this with respect to the type of medical care that you are getting at the jail. Did something happen to you recently where you cut your arm?
Yes.
Okay. Tell the court what happened, please.
So I was walking past the washing machine on my way to the restroom, and I bumped into there's like a metal bracket that holds the washing machine in place, I guess, and it was my fault. I bumped into it.
And what happened?
So I cut my arm pretty badly.
So what did you do after you cut your arm?
So timing was it's kind of interesting because the med nurse was there doing morning meds. So I got onto the bleeding wouldn't stop. It was just pouring out. And so I figured I'll get on the line with the other girls and I'll speak to the med nurse. So I waited my turn and I got to the med nurse and she said, "Whoa, what happened to you?" And I said, "My fault. I just bumped into the machine and I cut myself." So she looked at it and she said, "Yeah, that's a problem." I said, "Yeah, can I get a Band-Aid or gauze or something, some antibiotic cream?" She said, "Yeah, I don't have any antibiotic cream and I don't have a Band-Aid." So I looked at her and I said, "Well, what should I do?" She said, "Well, why don't you use your toilet paper and put it on there?" I said, "But it's gushing. I can't put toilet paper on there." So one of the girls saw me and she said, "Oh my God." And she came running over and she opens up a sanitary napkin and she put it on there so that it was filling the sanitary napkin with blood. And so another girl came over, she took the bloodied one away and she gave me hers too. And I was applying that. I said to the nurse again, "We're not going to be able to stop it holding this. Isn't there something you can do?" She says, "The best I could offer you would be to fill out a medical request form." So I said, "You want me to do that now?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, can I have a medical request form?" She says, "Oh, I don't have any." I said, "Well, what am I supposed to do?" And she said, "I don't know what to tell you." She said, "Maybe the night nurse."
Okay, so this was just a couple of days before you were transferred to protective custody, correct?
Correct.
Okay, but do you recall that was on Saturday the 1st of February?
It was a Saturday morning, yes.
Okay, and so about what time of morning would this have been if this was the morning med nurse?
It could have been 9 or 10, okay. somewhere in the morning.
Okay, and when she told you that she didn't have any sick call forms for you to request a Band-Aid and you would need to get it from the night nurse, approximately what time does the night nurse come?
So the night nurse comes anywhere from 11:30 to 2:30 in the morning.
11:30 p.m. to
PM.
to what time?
2:30 a.m.
30 a.m.
Right.
And in the meantime, you were supposed to use the feminine pads?
I called my husband. He told me to elevate my arm, to wash it, try to wash it frequently, just to keep my arm up. And that's what I did. And one girl brought over toilet paper, but that was sticking to the wound, so that wasn't good. So I kept borrowing sanitary pads to hold it.
Okay. And at some point, did the night nurse come?
Yes, she came that night.
Okay. And what happened when she got there?
She didn't have a Band-Aid either.
Okay.
She didn't have antibiotic ointment either. And I said, this has been going on since early this morning.
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just turned around and noticed that some of the state's witnesses have re-entered the courtroom. We had previously invoked the rule for the bond proceeding.
All right. And for anyone who is here to testify concerning bond, please step outside the courtroom. Ms. Dugan, is any witness you're intending to call currently in the courtroom?
I don't see any. I'm calling Miss Wilson and Deputy Collins.
Please continue with your examination, Ms. Fulford.
Thank you. So the night nurse came, and the night nurse didn't have a Band-Aid either?
No antibiotic, no Band-Aid, and no, the form that I was told to ask her for, the sick call form. She said, I don't have them, we haven't had them in a while.
The night nurse?
The night nurse.
So how were you supposed to request, according to the night nurse then, how were you supposed to request assistance?
So I was actually fortunate because there was a sergeant with the night nurse. She accompanies the nurse when she comes there. And she took a look at what I looked like, and the night nurse said, yeah, that's a problem. And so the sergeant said, I'm going to make sure you get a Band-Aid, and I'm going to make sure you get a form. You'll get it by tomorrow. When I go back with the night nurse, she said, I'll run some off on the machine, some copies, and I'm going to make sure that you get it.
And did she?
The next morning.
Okay.
The next morning I got it.
From the sergeant?
From the sergeant, yes.
Okay. You got the Band-Aid and the call nurse?
Yes.
Call form?
The call form.
Okay. You approach the witness, Sean?
You may.
Yeah. Sadelson, I'm showing you what the defense has marked as Defense Exhibit 2. Do you recognize what's in that photograph?
Yeah.
And what is that?
That's a few days after I got cut, and that's the clear bandage that they gave me to put on top.
Okay. After you got the bandage to put on over your wound, did you get additional medical treatment for the wound?
So no, not then. About, I don't know how many days later, but when I went down to medical a few days later, they said, how long are you wearing this bandage? And I said, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, whatever it had been. And they said, this should have been cleaned and changed every day. Why didn't you have that done? I said, I don't know. This is what they gave me to put on, and that's what I did.
Okay. The photograph, does that truly and accurately depict what your injury looked like the few days after it occurred with the bandage on it?
That's what it looked like.
The defense would offer Exhibit 2 into evidence?
Any objection to defense 2?
No, sir.
May I approach?
You may.
And at this follow-up visit, then, did they change your bandage and clean the wound?
They cleaned it, and they put antibiotic cream on it, and I changed it, yes.
And did you get any additional treatment for the wound?
No.
Did you request that you get a tetanus shot?
My husband said, Donna, there was if rust on that metal, which there was, he said, you should ask for a tetanus shot.
And so did you request it?
So I requested it, and they did give it to me.
Okay. And then, as far as your medical conditions go, the last thing I want to talk about is something that I would give 2 different descriptions of, but I'm just asking you questions. You're the one providing the information to the court in your testimony.
Okay.
So this shortness of breath or heavy breathing that you're experiencing, how long has that been going on?
It's been going on several months, probably at least 3 months, I would think.
Okay. And did it? You're experiencing it then during your incarceration. Did you have it prior to being incarcerated?
No, I did not.
Okay. What have you noticed about the breathing, and how would you describe it? Shortness of breath, heavy breathing, what?
I know. I guess it sounds like heavy breathing. It's shortness of breath. I've never had that before. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I've gained more than 1/3 of my body weight here. The diet is all carbs, no protein, and when you get spaghetti with mashed potatoes, cornbread, and white bread, that's your dinner. It's very typical of what we get, and we've had no exercise at all. We're confined, especially in the annex. The annex, we've been confined to our beds almost all the time. Once in a while, we get a pod officer that lets us walk, so you can walk in a circle around the girls' beds. But otherwise, there's no, even if you want to get off your bed and just try to like do stretches or wall push-ups or anything. She says, this is not an exercise room, there's no exercising here. We don't get taken outside.
Let me stop you. One of these issues at a time. So with respect to the time period when you've been in the annex, which was from August of 24 until recently February of 2025, was it your understanding you're supposed to be taken outside a certain number of times?
Well, the inmate handbook says you get a minimum of 3 hours of outside time per day, per week, per week.
Okay, and during your time in the annex, did you experience a week where you got 3 hours of time outside?
We haven't gotten 3 hours in 6 months.
Okay. How many times did you go outside while you were in the annex?
Before you continue, Mrs. Adelson.
Yes.
We have 30 minutes left in the hearing, Ms. Fulford. I understand your client is disputing the adequacy of the care. We do need to move to the most pertinent matters. Please continue.
Okay, we're going to move off of that then. I do want to talk to you then about some physical issues that have taken place in the jail. The first one I want to talk about is an incident that took place in the shower, and we're going to do this one briefly. I'm sorry, how much time did you say we had, Judge?
30 more minutes.
Including argument?
Not including argument.
Okay. All right. So the first incident that took place in the shower, could you just briefly describe to the judge what happened there?
Yeah, so I always, there's 7 shower heads, but I always take the same one because it's off in a corner, so I have a little bit more privacy than you'd have at the other ones, and so I would always shower there, and I was under the shower, and I was washing my hair, and I was the only one in the shower. I always go in early morning because there's nobody there. Most of the girls sleep, so I take a shower and I have a little privacy, and so I was washing my hair, and all of a sudden I felt a hand go up my back, like from the top of my butt up my back, and I yelled, "Stop it!" and I turned, and this girl said, "You like it?" And I said, "Get out of here!" And I started to scream, and she ran.
Okay. In the bathroom there, what was this? Which pod was this in?
It's in the annex.
In the annex. Okay. In the annex, are there guards positioned inside the area where you shower?
No.
Inside the area where you use the restroom?
No.
Okay. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is what transpired in October of, thank you, October of 2024, where you had said previously you were attacked. What were you doing? Where were you at, first of all, at this place?
In October. So I was in the bathroom. It's 10:30 at night. I went in to brush my teeth. There are three sink stations in the bathroom. Each one has 4 sinks. And I was at the center station with my back to the door, and I'm a righty, so I was holding my toothbrush with my right hand, and I was balancing myself with my left hand on the sink. I was just brushing my teeth. That's all I was doing.
What happened?
And someone came up behind me and pulled my left hand away from the sink and twisted my arm and like jerked it behind my back, like reaching up toward my neck.
Okay.
And
did it hurt?
Yeah, it hurt.
Okay. What happened?
It hurt. And I said, "What are you doing?" And she's, in the same breath that she did that with my arm, she said, "You're going to buy me commissary." I said, "I'm going to what?" And she said, "Unless you want those pretty white teeth knocked out of your mouth, you're going to buy me commissary." So I said, okay. And then she named a package that she wanted, and she's out. She was gone. She's just that fast.
Okay. How bad would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad would you rate the pain at the time that she did that to you?
Oh my God, it was a 10.
Okay.
I didn't know my arm could reach that far back.
Okay. And what did you do after she did that to you?
So, kind of stood there for a minute, and then I just thought, okay, I'm gonna go back to my bunk. And I went back to my bunk and I got under the covers and I cried. I just stayed under my covers. I didn't come out.
Okay. During your entire time in the annex, did this particular inmate remain confined in that area with you?
She was in the annex all the time.
Okay. And I know that you don't want to talk about who did this to you, because why? Why don't you want to disclose who it was?
Because one thing I've learned since I'm there is you don't, the word is snitch. You don't snitch. You don't tell on anyone because you'll be sorry you did. And I've seen that. And so, I didn't even tell you for a while. I wasn't going to tell anybody. I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't want She's a big woman, and I was afraid of her.
Okay. Approximately how tall would you say she is compared to you?
She's over 6 feet, she's over 200 pounds. She's a very large woman.
Okay. Were you afraid of her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was after that.
Okay. And you said that she demanded that you were going to start getting her weekly commissary. Did you do that?
Yes.
Okay. Let me, can I have just one moment, Judge?
Go ahead.
Your Honor, in order to move this along a little more promptly, I've requested of the state, and they have no objection. At this time, I'm going to offer into evidence State's Exhibit number 3. I said state by mistake. Defense Exhibit number 3, Defense Exhibit number 4, and Defense Exhibit number 5.
Any objections, Mr. Goodman?
May I
They are
urge?
admitted. Thank you.
Ms. Adelson, prior to ordering commissary for this woman who attacked you, were you getting commissary for yourself?
So I have an account, and you can buy up to $40 a week of food, and so I use that account to buy food, but not what she wanted. She wanted packages.
Okay, let's make sure the court understands. When you say buy food, is there normal commissary through the jail, or you were getting your commissary?
Yes.
Okay, and that's what you were spending $40 a week on for yourself?
Aramark, yes.
Okay, and what kind of items are you buying for yourself off of that?
I try to get some protein. I buy tuna fish with mayonnaise and
substitute meals, if you will?
Yes.
Okay, no noodles of any kind?
No.
Okay, all right. Now, is there a separate way that you can order commissary on the outside for inmates?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't do that. It would have to be ordered from somebody. You have to ask somebody outside to place the order.
Okay, and when you refer to packages, is that the method that the woman who attacked you said she wanted you to get for
That's
her?
what she asked me to get her. Yes.
Okay, and these packages cost about $40 each, is that correct?
40 and then $10 for packaging or shipping, so it's $50 a package.
Okay, and during the course of your time in the annex, while you were still in the annex, on just about every week, did she continue to find you in the bathroom and demand what packages that you would get ordered for her?
Yes. She must be keeping an eye on me, but when I was in the bath, those are the only times she would approach me is in the bathroom, and she would tell me what she wanted for that week.
And did you make those orders through your husband?
I called my husband. I didn't tell him what happened. I just called him and said, honey, I want some extra food. Would you mind ordering some packages for me? And he said, sure, honey. And he did.
And he did that. And at the time that your normal canteen or commissary would be delivered, is that when the extra packages would be delivered as well?
Yes, all at the same time.
Okay, and in the course of things, you would go pick up your canteen and then her extra packages, is that right?
Yes.
And where did you keep her items when you got back to the annex?
So it was, you have to carry your bin up, and they put the package, they open up a plastic bag and they loosely put all the stuff in the bin. So it was all in a bin that I would stack and put under my bed.
Okay, and did you keep her eye care packages separated from your canteen?
Yes.
Okay, and how is it that she would receive her packages? How did she get the food?
So she would send, I used to say her minions, she was just pick different girls to come over to me, and they would say, package up 4 soups and 3 bags of chips. And the first time I didn't know what she wanted me to do, and she said, it's for, and she mentioned her name. I said, well, how am I supposed to do that? She said, just put it in your shirt, I'll meet you in the bathroom. So I would load these things in the top of my shirt, and I would hold the bottom of my shirt like this so that nothing would fall out, and I'd go to the bathroom, and then somebody would follow me in there, and she would take it out, transfer it into her shirt, and walk away.
And that continued from the time that she first yanked your arm behind your back in October all the way you were put into protective custody, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, when you got into protective custody, in fact, did you receive your last packages for her?
So the last package came, I was put into protective custody on a Monday, and Tuesday, the commissary came with those packages and brought them to me.
Okay, and do you have that extra food in your protective custody room now?
They're sitting there. I don't eat that stuff, so it's all sitting on top of my bunk.
It's made up of noodles and chips and things of that nature. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, all right. I want to talk briefly about your time in protective custody. How big is the room that you're in?
6 by 9.
Okay, and are you in this room by yourself?
Yes.
And is the door, with the exception of when they allow you to come out, is the door kept closed all of the time?
It's supposed to be kept closed.
Okay, all right, and you're given, I'm kind of leading here, Judge, to try and get us through this, but you're allowed to come out of that room 1 hour per day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, is that correct?
That's correct.
And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you get to come out for 20 minutes, is that
20
right?
minutes.
Okay, and on the weekends, you don't get to come
Not
out?
at all.
Okay, make sure you don't talk over me, okay?
I'm sorry.
It's okay, we're talking over each other.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So Saturday and Sunday, you don't come out at all. During your hour 3 days a week and your 20 minutes 2 days a week, is that when you were given the opportunity to take a shower?
Yes.
If you have time to walk, that's when you walk?
So on an hour day, I'll walk for 40 minutes or about, and then I'll take my shower at the ends of that, so I get my shower in.
Okay, and laundry also, that's what you use that
All
time
of that,
for?
yes.
Other than that, you're locked inside that room?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, it was your understanding when you were put into protective custody that there's not ever supposed to be anybody out around you, is that right?
That's what I was told.
Okay, but protective custody is actually attached to a pod, is it not?
Yes.
And what pod is that?
M-pod, like Mary.
Okay. At some point, did you learn that this individual who attacked you was also, at least for some period of time, in that same area?
I'm not sure where she was. She might have been.
Okay.
I didn't see her.
You didn't see her?
I heard that she was there, but I didn't see her.
Okay. Now, you have testified earlier that different guards have kind of different rules that they follow inside the jail. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
Okay. During the time that you've been in protective custody, when you were told you should not be around anyone else in the pod or otherwise, have there been times when guards would have you around other inmates?
Yes.
Okay. Was there an occasion where another girl came and knocked on your door wanting you to give her food?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And what happened when you said you would give her food?
I said, I have all that extra food. I don't mind giving it to people. So,
okay. And so how are you going to give it to her?
Well, that's what I said to her. How am I going to get this to you? And so she gave the guard a high sign, and the guard buzzed the door open, and it was her and a friend of hers, the two of them, and they'd only stepped in my foot, came in, and I gave them some soups.
Okay. Is that the only time that you've been around other people since you've been put in protective custody, or have there been other situations?
There have been other times. Like yesterday, the officer buzzed my door, so I guess there was something she wanted me to do, so I opened my door, and I came out, and there were maybe, I don't know, half a dozen girls watching TV. I walked past them, and I asked the officer, what did you want? And she said, Miss Adelson, I didn't mean to buzz you, just go back to your room. I said, okay. So I turned around and went back.
Okay. We have to move along a little bit faster here. So one of the things that's been a big for you is lack of sleep. So we're going to just kind of go through this quickly for the court. But you testified previously that the nighttime medications come between 11:30 p.m. and 1:30 or 2 a.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And part of the nighttime medications that you get, is there something in there to assist you to go to sleep?
Yes.
Okay. And then you get the medication. About how long after that is it before you can go to sleep?
From the time I get it, probably a half hour.
Okay. All right. And what time are you woken up for breakfast?
Between 3 and 3:30.
Okay.
Yes, last night was 3:10. Just within that half hour range is when it comes.
Okay. And once you're woken up for breakfast, are you capable of going back to sleep?
No.
Have you tried to go back to sleep?
Oh my God. Yes, I tried.
So that period of that time that you get from the time you fall asleep after your night meds until you're woken up for breakfast, that's the only sleep that you're getting while you're incarcerated?
That's it.
How has that affected you?
So, listen, I know older people don't need as much sleep as younger people, but I need more than 2 hours a night. I need more than a good night is 3. One night I had 3.5 hours. It's not enough sleep to stay focused. I mean, I feel like I'm foggy sometimes because I'm just sleepy, I'm tired, and I can't go to sleep. They've got people screaming and yelling. They bang on the doors, they shake the doors. It sounds like a drum in there. It's horrible. So I can't sleep with all that noise going on.
Okay. Do you have legal documents that we have provided to you or prior counsel has provided to you that you need to review to assist in the preparation of your defense?
Say that speaking.
Sure. Do you keep legal documents with you that you're supposed to be reviewing to assist to prepare for your defense?
Sure. I've got two bins full of them.
Okay. Are you having difficulty completing the tasks that we're asking you to do because of your lack of sleep?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I want to talk to you for just a second. You're able to make calls to your lawyers off of your tablet, correct?
Yes.
And those are supposed to be attorney-client privilege calls, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And they're not recorded according to what's said on the recording when you make the calls, is that right?
That's right.
During the time that you were in the annex, were you in a situation where you could be away from everybody so that you could make those calls without anyone hearing?
No, I had to make the calls under my blanket because you couldn't hear me. I certainly couldn't hear you. So I would go under my blanket with the tablet and I would call you that way.
That didn't keep the other inmates who were standing right next to you from hearing?
It is what it is.
Okay. Was there a time when you and I were speaking and when you pulled the cover, was the guard there listening to your call?
Yes, there was.
Okay. And during the time that you and I are having conversations, do you also experience the same kind of problems with the phone that you had heard that Charlie had while talking to you, where the calls are dropped, etc.?
We've had it numerous times.
Okay. Are there times where we're not able to hear each other on phone calls?
Yes.
Is there static on the phone calls?
There's static, and now you've been complaining because I have this shortness of breath, so You say I'm breathing very heavy, and it's hard to hear me.
Okay.
So it's difficult.
All right, let me ask you a few questions. We're requesting that His Honor allow you to be out on bond pending your trial so that you can assist in the preparation of your defense. If His Honor ordered that you reside here in Leon County and not leave Leon County until the conclusion of the trial, would you agree to do that?
Yes, of course.
If he placed you on an electronic monitor, would you agree to take that?
Yes.
Okay. If he required that you have a curfew from 7 o'clock at night until 7 o'clock in the morning, would you comply with the curfew?
I would do that.
Do you have the ability to do these things?
Yes.
Okay, you have the ability to get housing here in Tallahassee where you could live with your husband?
Sure.
Okay. And if he said that, you can leave outside of the curfew, you can leave to go meet with your lawyers, medical appointments if you need medical appointments, coming to court, those type of things, would you comply with those orders as well?
Yes, I'd be grateful just to get a night's sleep. It would be great.
Okay. If he ordered that you had to surrender your driver's license during the pendency from now until the end of the trial and not drive, would you agree to comply with that?
Yes, I would.
Have just one moment, please. Thought I had asked this, but I might not have. For the medical conditions that you have complained of during the time that you were speaking with the doctors and they said that they didn't give you the treatments that you were requesting, did they ever offer that they would have a doctor from the outside perform the treatment for you?
No.
I don't have anything further.
Student cross-examination.
Yes, sir. All right, so the incident in the shower, after you let the inmate know that you did not like what she was doing by telling her to stop, did she ever try that again?
No.
And that inmate's no longer, or you didn't disclose the name of that inmate, but you did tell the investigator that that inmate is no longer in jail with you, right?
She's no longer there. She left shortly after that.
Okay. As far as the arm twist incident from October of 2024, you said you reported that in February of 2025?
Yes.
Okay. And you wouldn't give the name, you said you wouldn't give the name of her to the investigator either, okay?
No.
But if you would give her name, that instead of you being separated from the pod, she could be separated from you and you could be back with the general population.
Yeah, but she's not the only one that could hurt me. That's why I wouldn't do it. She had a half a dozen girls that came up to me.
Was there ever any physical violence by her or anyone she's friends with after that October 24 incident?
No, that was it. That's it.
And by being in solitary confinement, does it give you an opportunity to have a quieter space where you can prepare for trial?
I guess it would be a quiet space if I could get some sleep and I would be able to concentrate on what I'm supposed to do. Yes, that would be helpful.
Do you also get in-person visits with your attorney in jail?
I do.
Okay, and when that happens, are you in a room alone with him or her or both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And y'all are able to have conversations then that are private?
Yes.
For the sciatic nerve, in December of 2024, were you offered a solumedrol, a steroid injection for that pain that you declined?
I am going to object to the use of the medical records by the state based on the prior objection.
Student, do you have an ability to show that these records were not a part of what was obtained by Investigator Newland that is still disputed?
No, these are part of what was obtained by Investigator Newland, but my understanding is that the defense would have opened the door to this by asking her all of these times she was seen by medical staff and what basically was not done for her.
As to that, I will permit the witness to answer. You may answer the citizen.
Could you ask me one more time?
Yes, ma'am. For the sciatic pain that radiates down your right leg, were you offered a solumedrol, a steroid injection, and then after that a medrol, so a steroid dose pack, that you declined until you were able to speak with your physician?
No, I told her that in the past I had gotten a steroid injection in my spine, and she said, we don't do that. I could offer you, and it was a medrol dose pack, I think.
A solumedrol
I
injection?
could offer you that, but we don't do that. And having had sciatica twice in my lifetime, I know what's been done each time, and I know that worked. And so she said, we can't do that. We don't offer that. You would need to see a specialist for that.
Okay. I'm going to show you this page. The encounter from December 13th, 2024 at 3:22 p.m. Does it say, offered patient a solumedrol injection and then starting tomorrow a medrol dose pack? Patient requests to decline until she can speak with her physician.
I don't know what a solumedrol injection, but she told me they don't give steroidal injections in the spine. She says we don't do that. And I don't recall her offering an injection. I do remember she said I could give you other medication. But I've been there, I've done that. I know what happens with sciatica, and I know what needs to be done. That's not going to be the answer.
For your arm and shoulder pain, isn't it true that you reported you had mild pain in your left arm and
No,
shoulder?
I gentleman say that before. I couldn't believe it. I told you that I had severe burning pain down the outer part of my arm. I never used the word mild pain. I don't know where they got that from, but that's not what I said.
Okay. I'm going to show you the encounter from February 3rd, 2025 at 2:29 p.m. Under musculoskeletal, does it say positive for left upper extremity limited ROM range of motion, comma, mild pain?
That's what it says, but that's not what I said. In no way is that pain mild.
And so that's just what the doctor would have written down, but you're saying that's not what you told the doctor?
I did, had that been given to me and I read it and I had to sign it, I would say I never said this. But I'm telling you, I never said mild pain.
Okay.
It's shooting hot pain down my arm.
For that injury, you did have an x-ray. They did go over that x-ray with you and let you know that there was no fracture or dislocation.
There was no fracture, that's what she told me. I didn't think it was a fracture.
Or dislocation of your shoulder or arm?
No, it was just pain.
And they also went over your chest x-ray results with you to let you know that your chest x-ray appeared clear?
Yes.
Okay. You ultimately received the Band-Aid and Neosporin for the cut on your elbow?
Yes, I got that on, I think it was Saturday. When did I get that? On Monday?
Okay, so within a day or two of the cut occurring?
Yes.
And you said that if you are given a bond, you will reside in Tallahassee, you will follow court orders. But when you were afraid of being arrested right after Charlie Adelson's trial, isn't it true that you hoped that you could get to the airport before you were arrested?
I wasn't afraid of being arrested.
What were you trying to get to the airport in time for? In that jail
My
cell?
husband and I literally shocked and traumatized at what had happened to Charlie. And he said, we need to just get some peace. We need to catch our breath. We're going to go away somewhere. And I thought it was a good idea because I couldn't think straight. I really couldn't think straight. I was so upset, and so was he. And it was his idea. He said, sweetheart, let's go, just get away. We're going to just get away somewhere so we can have some time to think.
Okay, so your testimony is that you weren't trying to go to Vietnam because you wouldn't be able to be extradited from there.
So my husband actually had said, we've been to Vietnam before with friends. We were on vacation, and it really was like a place of peace. And so he said, if we go to a non-extradition country, then if the law enforcement decided that they wanted to arrest you or me, whatever, both, he said, we won't be sitting in a foreign prison waiting months to go back. We could buy a ticket and we can go home. And my understanding was that I could go home and I could turn myself in if that's what they wanted.
Okay, but you were hoping to make it out of America in time before you were arrested, right?
I wanted to get away. He wanted to get away. That's what we wanted to do. And it wasn't, we spoke to our attorneys. I asked them. They said there's no pending. We purposely called them to make sure it was legal to do it. And they said there's no, what were their words? There's no pending charges and there's no warrants. So you want to go. And so when you ask your attorneys and they tell you that, I'm going.
But Dan did tell you, as you say in the jail call, that knowing what they're thinking up there, I don't know if you'll make it out in time. I really don't. But that he said you might, or you might get to the airport and they'll stop you. It could happen.
That's what he said.
Right. So you went to the airport knowing that they could stop you at the airport. You could end up being arrested.
Yeah, that's what Dan said.
Right. And when you were looking at places to go a couple of days after Charlie Adelson's trial, you were specifically looking, though, for countries that did not have extradition with the U.S.
For the reason I just told you.
Right. And the reason that you're saying that you were looking for countries with no extradition was so that you could get back faster in order to be arrested in the U.S.
No, that's not what I said. It's because, I don't know, maybe we watch too much TV or too many movies, but I've seen movies where people are stuck in like third world prisons and waiting and waiting and waiting. And my feeling was, this is not what we want to happen. If the state says they want us to come back, we'll buy a ticket, we'll come back on our own terms. We don't have to be jail somewhere. We'll come back home and turn ourselves in.
Couldn't you have done that no matter what country you went to?
No.
No?
No.
You couldn't have found out that you had a warrant for your arrest and come back if there was an extradition
Well,
policy?
not if they would, I'm not in law enforcement, but it appears that they would notify law enforcement in that country, and then they could hold you in a jail for God knows how long, and I don't want that to happen. So he said, well, that's why we'll do it this way, honey. That way, if they do notify us, so we get a phone call from our attorney or from law enforcement, then we'll buy a ticket, we'll go home.
Okay.
And so it would have been on our terms. That was the point. That was the reason that he thought that was a good idea.
And your
Before you continue, Ms. Dugan, we are over time. If you please can get to your most pertinent questions.
Yes, sir. I guess your testimony ultimately, though, is that you were not trying to go to a country with no extradition because you were trying to avoid being held accountable for this charge. That's your testimony?
I didn't do this.
Okay.
Being held accountable for this is not what happened.
Being arrested for this case.
Being arrested?
Right. That was not what you were trying to avoid by trying to go to a non-extradition country.
We were trying to get our heads on straight and just breathe.
That's all that happened here.
Any redirect examination for Mrs. Adelson?
Just one question, Judge.
You may proceed.
The testimony was you were offered an X-ray. You were never offered an MRI for your shoulder, were you?
No.
Thank you.
You may step down, Mrs. Adelson.
All right. So I know we are kind of close to getting done, but I think I'm gonna leave it right there. We can carry on and finishing it off tomorrow. I don't know if our trial it's gonna start tomorrow or not, but no matter what happens, I have this bookmarked. We can finish it off finishing it off tomorrow, and then we'll do something else. Wait for our trial. I don't know what's happening, but we'll do something. We'll figure that out. Something. There is always something going on in the world of true crime. So it has been a very emotional day. It's been a very long day because I think the verdict took it out on all of us. So we are gonna enjoy a very short day. It's also Wednesday. I have my commitment soon, so yeah, let's enjoy a free evening, a relaxing evening. I think everyone deserves it, and everyone needs one once in a while. And it's just breathe down, get our anger out, cry, do whatever we need to do, so we can start a new challenge tomorrow with the new trial of Linda Sturma. I still need to learn how to say her last name. But we'll do it. I think we're gonna be live about 9-10 o'clock in the morning Eastern. I still haven't decided what time we're gonna be on, but probably around that time. But that's what we're gonna do. I appreciate it so much, every single one of you. You guys are amazing. It was incredible. Despite of sadly the verdict that we got, it wasn't probably what most of us was expecting. It was great to be here with you guys once again. Thank you very much for your support. The US tour, it is coming soon in 2026. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much for everything. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye everyone. Thank you.
And I'm a real-time crime professional.